money. I already laughed. More stimulating thoughts. Let's talk about this. Hey, what do they call it? Mark, the people that follow Beyonce, the what? No, I am so out of touch on that. The beehive, guys. The beehive. Come on. Okay, the beehive. That's the followers of Beyonce. The beehive. So they become obsessed. And Taylor Swift has got, what is it? Is it Taylor's Army? The Army of, what is it, the Swifties? Is it Swifties? Yeah, don't get me wrong on that one. I've seen it Swifties. I can't keep up with all the different, little cult followings that people have and things. But if you say something about, a celebrity, that people have this weird, I don't even know why, it's this weird worship that people have for it. Because you saying, and by the way, it's Swifties. Is it Swifties? Okay. Yeah. I don't really understand it. And I don't know how people can fall into this. Although it's happened for a very long time. Whether that's from, people who follow preachers or popes or something like that, the people show up and they do it, Lord, that's it, I'm shaking and the demons have left my body, and, all that. It's a little weird. And then, remember the screaming from the back in the 60s, or Elvis? Women were dancing in the audience. Elvis was whistling his hip. Woo! Just half out. Because they're nuts. People take certain things and they have almost a religious zealotry. And thanks to the internet, somebody was asking about what is not a religion, but people treat it with the same attention. And some of the answers, if I may, celebrity worship was one of the celebrity obsession. And so I guess the beehive, the Swifties, or whatever that might be. I don't know. Is it a pejorative if I call people that follow Elon Musk and defend his every move? I call them Musketeers. Is that awful? They're just a little much. Right? Like, he's flawed, people. He's human. I get that you want him to never do anything wrong, but he's still a human being. Not every decision he makes is going to be as brilliant as a great one. And I love some of what Elon Musk has done. Please don't get me wrong, I would support it. I'm not crazy about what he's doing with kids. Love what he's doing with electric vehicles. Love it. Love what he's doing with space exploration. I'm back to the guy. Can't say I like what he's doing with it. So the Musketeers that come out and they're like, oh, well, see, when you send a rocket to the space station, then you can buy your own social media network, and then you can make those decisions. Still weirdo. Relax. Other things that are not a religion, but people treat with the same attention. 420 culture. Yeah, some people are a little weird about the pot stuff. Mark, do you remember the days before pot was legalized that if you brought it up on the radio, people were like the phones would ring off the hook. Oh, are you kidding me? After the shops opened here, all I could think of was the time when I was a little kid and saw my mom get arrested for having like a little teeny bit of weed. Times just changed so much. Right, but in radios, like you could talk about legalization, and the phones would light up with people telling you how it's the only solution, or it's the devil has taken hold. It was weird how people would do that. Other ones that are huge, but the hustle. Oh, Disney. Disney's fanatic here a little bit. Oh, too. We cut some of those who work here. That are like Disney files? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or Musketeers, I don't know what it's called. Let's see. Other Disney adults. That's what it's called. Disney adults. Which I think is one of the odd. College football. Some people treat college football like a religion. Look, I love college football. I'm going to watch my team. I'm going to catch all the games. Do the same thing with college basketball during the tournament. Love it. But now like some places like Houston, Texas, where it has become like a religion. It's just a con. The one that affects my Well, politics stuff. There's somebody the candidate organization is the worst. Um, somebody said I once saw a fascinating article comparing modern American politics and religion. And I said before, religion is politics, and politics is a religion. It's bizarre how people go to mass and believe in everything. Everything comes down to how their neighbor feels about a particular political topic. And again, relax, drink, chill. We don't have to agree on how the Chinese weather balloon should have been. We're allowed to disagree on that because you know how it affects us? It does. It really does. We just chill on it. So every discussion, and then the big one, the number one response on Twitter was sports, specifically things like the NFL and the NBA. Which I get. I become a big fanatic too, but there's a difference between being a fan and being a coach. So maybe just dial it down. Well, everything about it. Everything about it. Unless you're like me and you're obsessed with whatever the latest hot TV show is, Mark and I have this account, and the latest one, we're going to have to, maybe this is a spoiler alert next. We'll try not to spoil it, but we'll tiptoe gently around it next. Chris Bell, can't find you know, 24 live everywhere. I heard the deal. Perfect for we just take it on. Can't buy cooling info gel, quickly release the fury, and it's a bit of fresh thing. Los Angeles, Orange County. Everywhere. I'm Mark Bonner, live in the KFI 24-hour news. Police are looking for inmates who walked away from a correctional facility in Los Angeles. Carlos Montez was missing from the male community reentry program yesterday. California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation officers received notification of an alarm on Montez's monitoring device at 4:30 p.m. and were dispatched to locate and arrest him, but found that he had disappeared. Montez has been at the facility since February 14, 2022, and was serving a 5-year sentence for second-degree robbery, evading or attempting to evade police officers while driving recklessly. Being brought to you by Sunlight. 8 crime charges have been filed against the man who is vandalizing a mural that commemorates the scenic heritage in Orange County. This means something for our community. Yesterday, the police spokeswoman Rabbi says witnesses allegedly saw and had video of Daniel Hero. It was found alive in late October. The flight became a normal. One county DA from the end, and we know higher Liberty Road Mike Powell has been a strong winning leader in the county. And that's already been restored to its original duties. And we are going to cut the heat and the community. I was charged yesterday with felony vandalism with a hate crime enhancement and faces 6 years in prison in Orange County. Corbin Carsey, KFI Orange County Gun Owners Association says it will fight proposed stricter rules on concealed weapons permits in California. The association will include banning guys from both charges and officers that could make people more safe. Look, a couple different numbers, well over 90% of mass shootings happen in what's called a gun-free zone where people are unable to defend themselves. So, Governor Newsom joined other officials yesterday to rally for new legislation proposed the rules pointed to a study that found less restrictive carrying laws that increase violent crime involving guns. Blood Troll of KFI. The U.S. has shot down a Chinese balloon flying over the U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the decision to shoot down the balloon yesterday requires a balancing of several risks. The green field that was created by this balloon when it was shot down is about 7 miles long. Anytime the military is considering an operation like that, they have to consider the safety of inactive people. His vice program Wednesday to take out the balloon was delayed due to the chance of debris falling in American airspace. Buttigieg says the mission is all about minimizing the risk of life and property on the ground. Democrats are making changes to the 2024 presidential primary calendar. We will move to a vote on the motion to approve the report of the Rules and Bylaws Committee. All those in favor of approving the report say aye. The vote came to a party gathering in Philadelphia yesterday as DNC delegates approved moving South Carolina to the top spot for early voting, replacing Iowa, Nevada, and New Hampshire round out the top 3. Georgia and Michigan also joined the primary window for the first time. Iowa has traditionally been the starting line for the presidential election. And former Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf has died at the age of 79. Musharraf had been living in exile in Dubai after he was born in 1999 too, providing some failed assassination attempts and learning his country until stepping down in 2008. That's when his death was impeachment began. He was sentenced to death in absentia for high treason in 2019, with the ruling later being overturned. We're going to head to a crash on the 710. KCLA, I'm just going to say note that Whittier Boulevard and Olympic Boulevard, it's stopped at the Patterson Washington Boulevard. our people attacking up the west lane. And down here on the side north of Lakewood Boulevard, that's traffic blocking the right lane and heading back up to Pioneer. And the Quaker Pass, and over north of Farmhand Boulevard, that's still vehicles taking up the center lane. In Hollywood 101, south of Vermont Avenue, that's traffic blocking the middle lane. It's going to have you on the break to Western Avenue. KFI in the sky, no see you there, that's there. I'm Zachary K. Well, I'm going to focus that casino resort, that restaurant, that announcers just makes sense, right? And now the top 5 reasons to visit Morocco. Number 5. You get it again. The yellow Uber Market is voted best restaurant by Philip and magazine reader. Number 4. Daniel J. Giveaway. Get a place in his hire on Air Caesar and earn 500 points on your reward card. And 6 or 7. 3. Big David Sykes Football. Discount on all our glass and all our bars. That's where you come. And the number 2. Tony. Live February 11th. You can tickets now. And the number 1 reason. Wednesday stay. To the room, 25% refund, and you can book online or visit Toronto. Morongo Tequila Resort Bar. Morongo. Good time. Southland weather from KFI, mostly clear skies tonight with lows in the mid-40s. It's raining even on Empire and Antelope Valley with lows in the 30s there. Sun and upper 60s tomorrow, 50s in the Antelope Valley. And the rest of the week we should have sun and 70. Right now it is 57 in Fort, 51 in Mission Viejo, 58 in Dartmouth, and 42 in Palmdale. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Ross. Let me throw this down now. Mark, I'm going to invite you to Mark in the conversation. I have to be a little bit cautious with where we go here because I don't want to spoil this for anybody that hasn't gotten into it yet. But this binocular is pretty great. I thought maybe it was a little overhyped for the first couple of episodes, but this last episode was incredible. So let me just say, if you want to get into this, it's possible we can spoil it, but we're gonna do our best now. Okay? Is that fair, Margaret? Yeah, we're gonna roll. We'll try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, but okay. If you're plugged into culture at all, there's some stuff you've already heard. Yes, right. I ran into this. Because look, the downside of doing the Sunday night show is that by the time I'm done, my wife is ready for bed. So I don't really get to watch whatever the latest hot Sunday night show is until Monday. I have to wait till tomorrow to see whatever today's episode is in Last of Us, which means you run the gauntlet of e-bag spoilers all over social media. Stay off of, oh my God, stay off of Twitter. It's a little tough. I ran into some headlines of people last week that were saying, was this the greatest episode of television ever? And I thought, okay, look, I like it. I love zombie apocalypse shows. I love zombie shows. I'll get into that in a second. I love it, but to say it's the best episode of something ever is, okay, you're kind of pushing it there, right? I probably should just go home and watch a stupid show tonight while my wife is asleep and not tell her, but I actually like experiencing these things with her for the first time together. I enjoy that. It's what you're usually with. I love this. I don't know. She's not like that, though. Because half the crap I want to watch, because I hadn't thought of it. It's kind of evil. But I like to do that with her. I like that shared experience. So, I didn't get any spoilers. I stayed away from all the spoilers last week. For those of you that haven't watched this or haven't really caught up on it, it is a zombie apocalypse show. The zombies are different than zombies I've seen anywhere else. It is based on a video game, but I had to tell my wife that too, which immediately is a turn off for her. Because she just thinks, oh, this is like watching video game. It's like watching somebody play video. It's not at all. It's not. If this were a movie based on a book, you'd be like, wow, this is like reading it. No, it isn't. In the same way, it's a movie based on a video game, but that's kind of the extension. The video game is the concept, right? Kind of like having a movie based on a book. So the book is the concept, the movie may take some liberties of its own. So I've enjoyed watching it so far because I love zombie apocalypse stuff. I probably don't get into the whole psychological aspect of really like watching zombie movies because it makes us think on inner demons and what is our subconscious trying to do to us as it navigates through the world and tries to. I'll leave that to smarter people who do a bunch of analysis of zombies and things like that. I love zombie movies basically for one reason. It's the only genre of horror that I can watch. I had a friend of mine who actually does movie critiques for radio, but he won't watch any horror movies. So he put out this tweet earlier today, and he said, "Is The Last of Us scary? Asking for a free chat," meaning himself. My reply was like this. I said, for instance, my buddy, I go, first, I'm like you with most horror movies, especially things that have to do with torture. But I love zombie movies because I'm able to control my suspension of disbelief. If you have issues with zombies in a post-apocalyptic world, you might find it scary. However, episode 3, which was last week, you could watch that without seeing the rest. And you would still say that was one of the best episodes of television ever. And there are so many really great TV episodes out there. I think we're in the golden age of it. I don't know. I think that's an overused term, but I think there's been some really tremendous shows over the last 15, 20 years. Sopranos, everybody tells me The Wire, I totally watch The Wire. What? Breaking Bad, I think is fantastic. Game of Thrones is really good. There's been some weird Mad Men, was pretty special. Some really great shows that have come out. This episode 3 blew my house. And this is where you might tread on some spoilers. There is, episode 3 is kind of a standalone where you join this journey. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that the main character is Pedro Pascal, who I love this character. I love this actor, Pedro Pascal. And he's traveling across the country with a young girl. I'm not going to say any more than that, but this is a distance. So, not yet. So what's happening here is the show, episode 3, sort of opens up and they're still on this journey. And then they say something, she says, "Where are we going?" He says, "We're going to go meet Bill and Frank." And they sort of then hop over to this story. It sort of goes back in time to when this virus outbreak, that fungus, I guess, is the deal that turns people into zombies in this one. It's always the virus, it's just case of fungus. Turns people into zombies. And all of a sudden, you're at the beginning when you've got the military that's evacuating cities and things like that. And Nick Offerman, if you're unfamiliar, he was the boss on Parks and Rec, and he's a comedian, and I think he's one of these guys, he's one of those Hollywood celebs that you go, that's a legitimate dude. I love that. I love it. So he plays this almost like his character in Parks and Rec, but not really humorous, sort of a hunker-down survivalist, sort of a prepper sort of guy, and he avoids the military who's getting everybody out of the community. And no, I'm staying here. And then he stays there and builds up his own little compound. He's the only one left in the town. He builds up his compound. And all of a sudden, this guy shows up, Frank, shows up, falls into a booby trap, a pit, that the Nick Offerman character had dug outside his compound to try to catch anybody that was trying to get in. It was just supposed threat. So, Murray Bartlett plays the character that falls in the pit, and this is when we were introduced to these two characters, who otherwise we didn't know anything about in this show. This is when they first met, right? Well, it seems that way. You can make it a nice ball. I'm waiting. How long do you today? It sounds very long, I love it. It was long. I'm letting you go. So we go, what's my name? Frank. Oh, yeah? This is Frank, Frank. If I see you, and everybody is comfortable about it, it's going to show up here looking for a straight line. And this is not an urban. I just didn't have to do that. But here's your spoiler.
somehow
he ends up cheating. And then they have this connection.
The Al-Assalam is
They get close and they begin a relationship. And this relationship then for the rest of this episode spans over the course of how long? 20 or 30 years? 20 years? Was it, Mark? I'm not sure exactly how long, but you can see them physically age, so it's obviously a long span of time. And I have to tell you, I loved this episode because here you had this real relationship with one very artsy person, one very survivalist person who complemented each other so incredibly well. One helped the partner survive. The other one helped the survivalist love. And also these three-dimensional characters coming together and meshing. And I felt like this was one of the best examples of a gay relationship in a Hollywood production.
It extra
It feel like
to
it's so
Islam
hard.
so that they get
And by that I mean,
to
oftentimes you'll have characters
the mosque
in shows, and you go, I don't know if this character fits, but I feel like the United Nations to have a character that fits this stereotype with except this
a brownie
box. Does that make
and
sense?
dug out so that the building is perfectly preserved, and it will tour the world so that the population of the world could see it and
The entire thing.
eventually find a permanent home in.
This is why I told my friend, you could watch this episode 3, not know anything else about it, other than what I told you, is that you got a guy taking a girl on a cross-country journey. And all of a sudden it gives you this relationship, these two men. You're falling at the end. You didn't expect that to happen. You had no idea that this apocalyptic survival movie was going to turn into a love story. All encapsulated in one episode. It was so, I would use the word because I think you used the word way too much. It was so perfect. It was so amazing. And Mark, you know what I did? I was in tears. You would ask me why
Islam will make it Islamabad.
not to feel some emotion. And you can chalk that up to Craig Mazin. He was the writer of the episode and he's the showrunner as well. And he was also responsible for a terrific show called Chernobyl, if you saw that. Yeah, Craig Mazin is an absolutely wonderful writer, and he is responsible for that. Those
United Nations will have an area where the mosque is
show where you just wouldn't have expected it.
preserved
Again, it was so seamless.
so that the building
integrated so well
is held in perfect condition
and my wife
by
was
removing the ground from below, and it will tour the world on ships, and eventually make its home in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Just amazing. So this is when, like I said, the first 2 episodes, I thought they were just overhyped a little bit. In that, I thought they were really good, but sometimes people go a little bit crazy on the internet when they talk about a good show. They'll be like, oh, this is the second coming of The Sopranos or something. Like, whoa, hang on, we're 2 episodes in. But honestly, this third episode was one of the best pieces of television I've ever seen. It was so good, and it's really earned the benefit of the doubt for anything they're going to do the rest of the series now. I loved also that the internet was already talking about there has to be an ending for Offerman and Bartlett. These guys have to have some sort of ending consideration, and I could not agree more. I was watching it going, this is so incredibly well done. The ending people have to be finished. There's going to get something, and I know you want to go a break here. There's just one tip for listeners. If you love Nick Offerman, there's a show that he did that I don't know is very widely viewed called Dead. With the director Alex Garland. Check that out. You will love it. It's a sci-fi show. I love Offerman, so I will. Thanks, Mike. All right, speaking of streaming, if you're streaming about to change, the answer is yes. I'll tell you how. By AM 640, we're live everywhere in your iHeartRadio app. The LA Times reports the Los Angeles SWAT officer recorded on body cam video telling the team happy hunting before a fatal police shooting last year that received a 2-day suspension after an internal investigation. Navy divers are helping recover debris from the downed Chinese balloon in waters off the coast of South Carolina. And Grammy Awards have been today in Los Angeles, and Viola Davis has become a rare key doc. And the Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winners for the audio book, her memoir Finding Win. We'll check out a bit of bad news on the stand when we come back. Real good plumbers at my diamond. What unclog your drain for $99. Have your extravagant shop by the aroma cleaning solutions can save you money, prevent flooding inside your home, and remove all unnecessary little run your life. Your high school clothes and your faith in their lives, whether you're sold, there's $99 cleaning stop in local supplies, 50 cents, 99 food stop saving all 5 stores. Just doing for today, your lifetime in Pearl is still up on time. Professional and smell better than a new car wrapped in thank you. You will be able to capitalize fingers, focus locations, and mouth and avoid the unsanitary atrocities of subatomic transformers. No button here, ma'am. Downfall dream. Reference the $99 stop it save. Pass it up. SmellGoodPlumber.com. They all clean on this 446. Contact them up to $299. This is my dining, and I guarantee my plumber will show up on time and smell you, and your house call is free. Let's take a crash on the 10. That's a good one stand in downtown LA, northbound before the 101 the crash kept fairly blocked. If we had to back up from those 10 freeway. In Irwindale, the 210 West Irwindale Avenue, crash block from the arc ramp. You saw a crash street on the 17 north of Whittier Boulevard at 2 Traffic from Washington Boulevard. In Burbank on the 5 south before Point of Vista Street, a crash block in the carpool lane, northeast road to Sunrise Boulevard. And then Hollywood on the 101 south of Vermont Avenue, that's the crash east center lane. King of Ivy Sky up to their basket. I'm Zachary Hayden. This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out as their family puts food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. The podcast Murder in Miami traces the connection between the suicide type investigators and the internet. And corruption in cities that was the nation's cocaine and murder capital in the 1980s. Did he tell you who he was running the gun for? Well, it was obvious. The CIA was running that show. Listen, Murder in Miami on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. Could you use monthly payments to help me pay for bills? Like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new food for growing food? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify for your income and financial resources below. Older, or an adult or child with a disability or who's blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to fsa.gov/FSI. Please participate in U.S. taxpayer expense. Before I started Rooter Hero Plumbing, I was an angry young man. Hello, I'm John Napoleon, founder of Rooter Hero Plumbing. I was angry because my dad died when I was 17 and he left me alone. I was angry because I couldn't go to college with my friends and because I had to drop out of high school. It's not a pleasant story. But as I grew older, I also grew up. I realized that my dad didn't leave me alone. He left me with values and principles that continue to shape my life. That said, beyond time, he didn't like it when people were late. He taught me to be polite. It was something I lost, but we kept it along the way. And he taught me to keep my promises, because broken promises lead to broken relationships. We keep these values at Rooter Hero Plumbing. I think we have a pretty good company. I know we have great people. And if one of our heroes fails to live up to these values, please call me. My private number is on the back of every Rooter Hero business card. You can also reach us at RooterHero.com. Thank you. This podcast was created to help you solidify your faith as you experience the story of the Bible through live action recordings and emotional orchestral narration. Listen to Bible I wouldn't call myself a know-it-all, but I would say that I call myself a nerd-it-all because I want to know everything that's out there. And so, unfortunately, if I know it, I think you need to know it. And so then there's my passive audience for an hour. What's your call? 485 on the box. show on Netflix that I'm really digging. And she's like, yeah, thank you. And she's like, what are you doing? Netflix, why are you canceling that show? I was grooving on that. I liked it. Now I'm reading about other shows and other streaming platforms that have been canceled. And one of the things that we have trouble with now is that we don't get the numbers like we did with network viewing or cable TV. We don't get the numbers the same way. Netflix sort of guards their numbers, and HBO and Disney Plus and Paramount Plus and Amazon, everybody else, they know what their metrics are, but we don't. So now the show is pretty good. It's getting some good, some enthusiastic media ratings. All of a sudden, the show that we kind of dig in, it's gone. So now is Netflix doing that to us? Now they're canceling your password share. Although it does mean that your ex-free relationship deal might have to start paying for their own streaming, which is fine. It does mean that not only are you not going to be able to share your password with, say, family members, their own streaming services, I gotta tell you, if they keep canceling shows that I like, it sort of deters me from getting into some of the shows I think I might like. And frankly, Netflix keeps raising the rates, and I don't know that I'm going to keep it. Right? That would be, it sounds like it's still exciting, but no, but you cancel it. Well, their new deal on the password sharing is kind of weak. And it sounds like they're gonna make you log in to your home network every 31 days or something like that, which is a little bit odd and irritating. One thing I do like about the streaming services is that I can just boot it up and it's there, kind of like my cable TV. My Netflix is like, yeah, well, you pay for cable and it's in your house, and if your neighbor's watching cable on your cable, it means that they're stealing cable. So, I get it. But all of a sudden, why do I have to keep logging in? It's just so daggum frustrating. And frankly, the truth is, it's just different, and it's going to irritate me for a little while. What I think bothers me is, how do they know I'm logging in at home? And Mark, maybe you have more insight into this. You're more in the media realm than I am. You're more connected to that than I am. But I have an IP address that changes periodically, right? I don't have what they call a static IP. No, and so my internet service provider may change my IP address just randomly. Maybe they're resetting their device, and all of a sudden I've got a different IP address. Does that mean that I'm going to have problems? I will get notices. Like I logged into GoDaddy or something. I can't remember what it was. Something this week, and it said, "Oh, we detected someone in Virginia logged into your account." And I was like, "Well, I'm not in Virginia." But obviously, my ISP routed something through Virginia, and obviously, I'm not in Virginia. But yeah, that was me that logged in. So, am I going to start having trouble with Netflix? Well, it's my understanding that Netflix has seen the outrage and is starting to walk this back. So, I wouldn't count on it just yet. Oh, okay. Well, I did that. Because here's the thing, my daughter uses Netflix, but we use her HBO password. So now, I feel like when Netflix does stop sharing, it feels like they're just tearing my family apart. Well, everybody kind of has a patchwork of different subscriptions now. And kind of like we use my girlfriend's dad. I'm not going to tell you which account on the air. Everybody does that. A friend wants you to watch something, you can give you his Arrow horror film, cult film app password, and you can talk about movies. Everybody does that, and it's so funny. I mean, you can take away healthcare from people, but if you take away their entertainment, they're going to lose their mind. Listen, you let me keep sharing my password, you can cancel Social Security. Exactly. I just don't know how a lot of that stuff works. And so I don't even know how they go from, like we were talking about The Last of Us in our last segment. I don't know how they go from a video game to all of a sudden it's on TV. Did somebody just approach the video game makers and say, hey, we think it's going to make a great show? I think we're at the point where everything that is an IP, an intellectual property, is just snapped up. Whether it's games, any of that. I mean, they're talking about making video or a movie out of years of war. They're games that you would never think would lend themselves to a movie. And it's just inevitable. And some of these turn out like Resident Evil, the less said the better. And occasionally you'll get a really just gets the brass ring. Huh? So, Mark, you write some graphic novels, right? And you have people who are knocking on your door saying, "Hey, let's make this bigger." Or you just more or less you're a hobbyist and you just love that people read. Oh no, I'm a professional. It's a profession filled with so much heartbreak for you to be a hobbyist at it if you're just serious. Oh, okay. All right. So my first comic was a zombie weapon called Rotten that came out in 2009. It's been auctioned for at least a couple times and pretty seriously, and it's gone pretty far down the road. And you have to understand that for everything you see that's on TV or becomes a movie, 100 or 1,000 things exist. And it's very, it's like an egg getting fertilized. Think of all the ones who didn't accept that. Oh, okay. It's not that they're not a tape about it, but I've been in that realm for so basically you got the sperm, but you didn't get impregnated, is what you're saying. Well, I'm not sure how far you want to take that. but yeah, and so when somebody has a good, decent, high quality zombie thing that does become successful like that, good for them. I'm happy for them, and I couldn't be happier for Craig Mazin. That's where it show. I want to see a zombie western. I'm 100% in on that. Oh, you'd love it. It's good. I don't want to fertilize. Maybe it's time for a break. Let's do that thing. And then just a second, maybe we'll talk more about March to we'll just read that. Yeah, I think maybe that avenue just hit a dead end. I always talk about sports. Let's talk about sports here just a few moments. We got a big local sports story happening. It's Chris Rail, KFI, AM 640. Live everywhere. You're on Radio Runner with me. The governor has been involved in a vehicle crash in West LA this morning. Actor and former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger was driving his black SUV at the Kansas City Boulevard and Burlingame Avenue intersection in Brentwood when a woman riding a bicycle made a left turn in front of Schwarzenegger's new car. The woman fell to the ground and complained of pain. Schwarzenegger took her to the emergency room. He also took the damaged bicycle to a local bike shop to be fixed. Pictures released online show the woman's bike with a bent LAPD spokesperson Mike Lopez simple accident. And just Arabella, KFI News. President Biden says he authorized the Chinese surveillance balloon to be shot down days ago. Order the Pentagon to shoot it down on Wednesday as soon as possible. They decided without doing damage to anyone on the ground. They decided that the best time to do that was when you got over water. The Pentagon says the balloon was shot down by fighter jets off the coast of South Carolina in U.S. waters yesterday. Celebration of life service for a famous mountain lion taking place in Griffith Park at the Greek Theater. The ceremony yesterday featured speakers, musical performances, and video tributes. It was organized by the National Wildlife Federation's Save LA Cougars campaign. June 22 was euthanized December 17th after being examined by wildlife officials who captured the cat following recent scientific threats, including a series of attacks on pet dogs in the area. New Hampshire Republican Governor Chris Sununu says he's definitely thinking about running for president in 2024. At the end of the day, you have a lot of Republicans that get in that race. They're all really full Republican primary field is likely to be crowded. Sununu says former President Trump is unlikely to succeed in a 1-to-1 against Biden. He says Trump is a very extreme candidate who will receive pushback from the American people. And Tesla was quick to raise prices after electric car tax credits loosened up. Model Y had been classified as a sedan under the EPA's CAFE standard, and that meant they didn't qualify for the electric vehicle tax credit because some Model Ys are over the $55,000 maximum price for the credit. But on Friday, the Treasury Department changed the tax credit rules as part of the Inflation Reduction Act and reclassified Model Ys as an SUV, and the limit for those who qualify for tax credit is $15,000. Well, just hours later, Tesla raised the price of two of the Model Ys, one by $1,500 and the other by $1,000, and the tax credit will take $7,500 now. That now higher price. Fine movement. Fine move. We're heading to a crash on the 210. So there we go. Like you said, there we go. Out of it. The crash blocking the off-ramp. Other ones in north before the 101 is down there like that. Earlier crash blocking the fairway. It has cleared. It's still moving on the end. And you also the front north at 4-2 at the same motorcycle blocking the car fairway. On the 101 south of Vermont Avenue, Hollywood at the crash B2 and Laser block. In your window, I know it's not that easy. East side of 60 Road, looks like it's in the Richmond Road area. Either class is good looking right shoulder. KFI, there's a guy who'll keep you there back there. I'm Zachary Davis. This is Leon Smith here, founder of the Fastly Coil Heating Unit 2. If you're thinking of replacing the heating and cooling system, I have a serious question for you. Do you really even know what you need? Here's So many companies out there offering different systems at all kinds of prices. How can you really know if what you're being sold is what you really need? What the price is like? People are even educated customers at the best kind of customers. So give us a call, and we'll help you understand all the options that make sense for your home. If you already have a quote from another company, call us for a second opinion, just to make sure you're getting what you need and at the right price. Quotes and second opinions are always free. So call Service Champions at 833-777-7777. Find us online at servicechampions.com. Southland weather from KFI, most of this time tonight with lows in the mid-40s. Chance of rain in the Inland Empire and Antelope Valley with lows in the 30s there. Coming up for 50s tomorrow, 50s in the 80s. Rest of the week we should have sun and 70s. Right now it's 55 in Tustin and the same in Garden Grove. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Long. California Department of Public Health. This year is the year to learn a new language with Rosetta Stone. No matter what's inspiring you to learn a language, travel, work, family, or just for fun, the Rosetta Stone app makes it easy to get started and stay motivated to reach your goals. Right now, get a lifetime unlimited subscription with forever access to all 25 of Rosetta Stone's languages for 40% off. Visit rosettastone.com today and save 40%. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned. Yeah, it's transmission fluid. Seriously? That's just flexible. We all know how to use it. You go to the wrong place for car repair. Believe it. Technician like is like it. So don't risk it. Take your car to the experts at CAMCO. AA, MCL. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See CAMCO.com for complete details. This is Jacob Emma. If you've been in a truck accident, call 844-24-DATE. For official rules and more information about content from this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. Glad to be honest, KKTube.com. And if high gas prices and you're sitting at home like a loser, maybe it's time you were a winner. KFI wants you to do a tax refill with $1,000 every weekday hour from 6 a.m. through 7 p.m. Just look at the keywords and enter it at KFIAM640.com/cash. No texting, just winning. Powered by Quick Games Accident Attorney. Together an accident, winning is everything. Call the winning attorney. Just Quick Games. 800-500-5200. That's 800-500-5200 or QuickGames.com. Listen to win $1,000 every hour weekdays from 6 a.m. through 7 p.m. Claim your tax refill on KFI AM 640 or stimulating God. California sports stories. First of all, I just can't believe we got any more attention. If this was any other sport, like I don't even know why the NBA is cheap, right? It's a massive money maker. I think NBA is second popularity to the NFL right now. And one of the biggest records ever is about to be broken. And I'm just not seeing this being talked about outside of the Los Angeles area at all. Or maybe just a little bit. It's almost like a byline on the ESPN story. It's like, oh, well, the Lakers lost to the Pelicans, and LeBron scored 27. He's only 36 points away from being the all-time leading NBA scorer. What? Kareem's record in the NBA, which was 38,000 points, 38,387, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record, most points ever scored in the NBA. That was one of those records we thought, is anybody able to touch it? You know, that's kind of the Babe Ruth home run record for however long that took, 50 years or whatever, right? And then Hank Aaron after that for a very long time. So it was like, is anybody ever going to touch this? And here, LeBron's about to. He's very 35 points inside 36 from breaking. And so he plays at home on Tuesday against Oklahoma State. He's averaging 30 points a game, although there were 4 games last week. He sat out one, and he scored fewer than 30 points in the other 3. So he's still 36 points away. And we thought, well, he might break it this week. Well, he didn't break it last week. So almost undoubtedly, unless there's an injury, he'll probably break it either Tuesday against Oklahoma State or Thursday against Milwaukee, which would be at home. If he doesn't break it at crypto.com or on Tuesday against Oklahoma or Thursday against Milwaukee, that means that he's more likely to break the record on the road, which I think would be a real value for him to break that record against Golden State. Yeah, you need to break it here at home. And then after Golden State, he wouldn't play again until next Monday in Portland. And again, I almost think like if he doesn't break that record on Tuesday or Thursday this week, he can stay out the next 2 games. Is that selfish of me to say that? But I really think he needs to do it for the home crowd. I know I'd be very unpopular. Frankly, the Lakers need every win they can get right now. They're sub 500. They need to win. So they can't have the greatest player in NBA history, arguably, staying out any of these games. But I don't know. I just want to break that record at home. I think it's just massive. The other big California sports story, I think it's that's getting attention. That is that flag football is going to become a high school sport. Girls flag football, because contact football is already a boys' sport. Now they're going to have flag football for girls as a high school sport. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great because you have so many women that like sports. Maybe they have grown up, or like football, either they grew up, maybe they've got older brothers or fathers in what is a very male-dominated sport. And they always thought, I love this, but I can't play. So they like to play touch football or flag football or, that Thanksgiving Day roll around or whatever it is with the family. So they're always like, well, it's fun if you play this, but you can't really play football. And why is that? And we get issues with that. There's our size. You don't want to see people getting hurt if they're undersized. Well, now there's an opportunity for it. I think it's great. I love it. So, girls flag football is now going to be a CIF sport. And a number of schools are adding this to their interscholastic opportunity list. And you're going to have people doing that. We're already seeing this in other states. Alabama and Nevada, New York State as well are going to be doing flag football. I think it's great. I think it's cool. And not only that, I think it's a boost because the Pro Bowl was today. And the Pro Bowl did something different in the NFL. If you're not a sports fan, it's all right. You're not a big, not paying attention to stuff. It's totally cool. I'm going to walk you through it. The NFL does their tournament, right, to get you to the Super Bowl, which of course you're asking me with. That's next week. That's the day that Mark and I talk to nobody on the radio because everyone's watching football. The Pro Bowl was today. The Pro Bowl is kind of the all-star game, and it's usually a joke. It's usually horrible. You have guys that have been elected as all-stars, and nobody wants to get hurt in an exhibition game like this. And so it's become horrible, really tough to watch. There's no actual effort being put into it. And it almost becomes a marathon for the announcers just to fill the time with what is not an athletic activity going on the field. It's so miserable. So what they did is they said, you know what, if you guys aren't going to try, because you don't want to get hurt over there, you don't want to have contact, that's fine. Why don't we do a flag football game? So that's what they did. They split it up so it was basically, 67 guys on offense, 67 guys on defense playing flag football. And they played 3 different games. So they took the first round All-Stars, they played 1 game. Second round All-Stars, they played the second game. Third round All-Stars played the third game. And then whomever had, whichever the AFC and the NFC won the most, and this case it ended up being the NFC, they ended up winning the Pro Bowl, so to speak, and now all the players actually get it. I think it's a $47,000 bonus. That's pretty great. That's awesome. And I gotta say, I watched it today. First time I've watched any Pro Bowl stuff in years. I thought it was great. And seeing that on TV, I think gives a boost to flag football in CIS, which is awesome. The other thing that brings great attention is when you've got super celebrities like LeBron.
I don't remember that thing.
One super celebrity from the NFL, though, we're not going to keep it. Tom Brady announced his retirement on the internet this week. Usually it's set retiring. Another thought that was a pretty big deal last time, so when I figured I just wrote the board, as you guys know first, so we'll be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year, so I really thank you guys so much to every single one of you. You'll do all these people in my family, and it's just great, fantastic. I'm sad to see Tom Brady go. One of the most wonderful, spontaneous moments in my career involved Tom Brady, and just a phone call out of nowhere. I got to tell you about this. It's a great story that humanized Tom Brady and his family in just a few moments. Even if you don't pay attention to football, I love to share uplifting celebrity stories. So I'm going to give you one of those here in just a sec. Chris Mail, KFI AM 640 live everywhere. Your iHeartRadio app, Mark Bonner, TV. A woman taking her 10-year-old son in Riverside without consent while she didn't have custody of him. At least 100 people are now thought to have been killed in a 7.8 magnitude quake that hit Turkey and Syria. And in Night Shyamalan, #1 spot at the box office with $14 million. We'll check out some trouble on the 110 next. On the Exorcist Files podcast, WB Exorcist and Demon Owen share stories of disturbing and freakish cases of possession. For the last 2 decades, Father Carlos Martin has encountered people in the deadly way of basketball. How was history the Exorcist with levitation, vomit, killing at the creek? All of that has not been a movie for me. I have seen after skin. Listen to the Exorcist Files on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. We are looking at a crash on the 110. In South Orlando, North St. Avenue Boulevard, it's up to the side from Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard to go crash the other two right lanes. In Irwindale, the east and west of Irwindale Avenue, that's the crash block to the off ramp. And in Hollywood, the 101 south of Vermont Avenue, that's the crash that takes up the 2 middle lanes of Sandy South and Santa Monica Boulevard. On West County, Santa Monica north of 8th Street, crash in the center lane, you got the 3 lanes on 4th Street. KFI in the sky will get you there faster. I'm Jackie Davis. Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom design building. Just call 866-52-STEEL or visit getgeneralsteel.com to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty and thousands of covers. From Fortune 500 corporations to startups have trusted the General with their building needs. If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel. I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I recommend General Steel if you're looking to build a steel. Stop wasting money on rent. Call 866-62-STEEL. That's 866-62-STEEL. Or visit getgeneralsteel.com to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 foot fan building. Just call 866-627-8335 now or getgeneralsteel.com.
Want a smile that lights up LA? Call Savetti Cosmetic Industry. Now open in West Hollywood. Savetti's brand new state-of-the-art office has a spotless atmosphere and is equipped with the latest digital technology. Give yourself the stunning, charismatic smile you deserve. Call Savetti Cosmetic Industry today at 310-707-1577 to schedule an appointment. Mention this ad and get a free exam. That's 310-707-1577 or visit thecosmeticindustryla.com.
Everyone else, but you're not sure who to trust with a blanket. With over 2 million successful battery models, people trust Factor because we know how to do it right. We've been custom designing and manufacturing baths for over 35 years. Our unique tub-over-tub lifetime warranty on every cup. That's how confident we are in its quality and durability. That's there. We just did. Visit fastfitter.com to book your free consultation. Millions of people are looking for work, and almost 70% of Americans are looking for extra work. So why is it so hard to find the right candidate? I've had it several times for 30 years. It's simple. We're using the wrong platform. Here's an answer. JobGet.com. JobGet is a new, unique way to post the job you're looking to fill and finding that perfect candidate and quickly. With other hiring sites, your job posting gets flooded with thousands of resumes who just don't cut it. With JobGet, your top candidates are already endorsed for their skills. Your candidates get immediate notifications in their JobGet app, letting them know you're ready to talk. And most jobs receive their first applicant within the first 6 minutes. Post your first job for free, chat with qualified candidates within minutes when you go to jobget.com/handle. That's jobget.com/handle. This really works. Visit jobget.com/handle.
Once constipation with stomach pain, discomfort, and bloating have given her grief. She talked to her doctor to get some relief. Said have irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, or IBS-T, which is a start. If you have to invest, help her do her part.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-T in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms are studied without an nature, not individuals. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stool. One common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call it down to right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach aches, and swelling. Story with IBS-T. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Abby and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals. Portions of the following program will be recorded. It's going to be another fascinating one. Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. You can't think of two people better to run for president. One 150 years old, the other one completely whacked out. Zero handle. Which one would you like? Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
No one knows what this is. Private tab. No one, we're getting it, you know, you're getting it, that's no one's ever done. Yeah, no one's like, oh, yeah, I used to do food with the so, oh, yeah, dude, I used to do dramas in the Town. Good? Yeah, back in the Army, man, I was the craziest junkie ever. Yeah, really, yeah, I did Astro Roseanne, like the fuck.
We were talking about concussion in football. I think we were talking about football helmet technology and sort of thing.
Oh, you did something real fast? You did something? I used to love to do things, my favorite thing to do.
They'll ask you, what is it you want to talk about, and they'll say,
yeah, one of my favorite things to do is talk to them.
They're going fine. You don't need to ask them.
Did you? Yeah.
That's what they're saying. They're very weird. But those are the best calls.
What about Lorazepam? I used to do a highball of Lorazepam, an 8-ball Lorazepam, Clonazepam, and Nordazepam. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Really? Yeah. I love that. I want to be able to do one of these and fucking one of those Coca-Cola freestyles. Yeah, I'm going to do a little Clonazepam. I want a little Clonazepam. Quaaludes, and Zola. And it's like,
It's Tom Brady's dad. Tom Brady's dad was sitting there listening to my stupid show.
I'd be like, yeah, it's a little passive. He's like, no, I could tell it was like,
I love it when people disagree with me. It makes for better radio. More than that, and he was there. We had such a wonderful conversation about it.
That is not that powerful.
But also in sports and
right.
And trying to
really, like, I mean, you can forget about it. 6 weeks go by. Maybe 50 years to go by, and you're still going to get fucked up. I'm going to do this.
My experience with Tom Brady's dad was pretty positive. I was like, so Tom Brady now he was on a huge.
These are all the drugs. Finally got away with all the drugs.
Florida was in when there? Yeah, Florida.
Everything just starts to say.
I wanted to make sure I got it right. So somebody walking Tom Brady, somebody
give me some of that lorazepam. Like, where do I get? Is it legal to take lorazepam? That's not all onto like. Hey, where do I get nitrazepam? You're like, oh, I got a nitrazepam guy. Why didn't you ask? Hey, brother, Adam, you can nitrazepam expert.
Of course, when you're Tom Brady,
do you know anything about alprazolam? Oh my God, they actually got alprazolam for their partners. Really?
So somebody is
Why?
phone, record the thing on the phone.
I don't know anything about cannabis. I'm gonna try it so badly. Like, guys, the one time I sit in my underwear, shit on this rubber thing that was in my underwear, that kind of made an indentation in my skin, that chewed it for like 15 minutes, and I threw it. We were talking about Copizapam, and I was wondering what the half-life of Copizapam was. And then you were a creator of this, and you were like, oh God, it's gotta be something around chlorazepam or oxapam. And I would be like, oh, no. Have you ever taken any clozapam? And you'd be like, you know, but I take Copizapam. I take Copizapam for my life. Really? Yeah. What about diazepam? They're like, well, I got all my, I like to say I got levels once I started doing midazolam, but then I just started doing cocaine. Oh, that's cool.
So, some people have too much. Only 99,000 pounds.
Oh, God.
What is the addict of 200 dollars we separated? That's what happens. Someone with an extra $100,000 is sitting on a stand that may or may not have been where Tom Brady was standing, and I don't know how it has any actual value going forward.
Yeah. I like the word synthetically in it, where it's not like, well, you can go for a walk. No. I want to work. Well, you take this for this, stick it right here in your back, and then you just, and it's like, oh, dog, that's the spot. Oh,
Arizona Republic has a website.
I do it. Oh, take my. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what I do.
Smarter had
Don't even mean stuff,
ticket when this was published. Thursday.
And now it's the evaporator. I stopped seeing on, but I didn't even know that you could take when you were medicated urethral cyst before. I didn't know. Just so you didn't even know that topical alpostadil. There, he did not know that was an option. Really? He's like, oh, I figured that you could take topical fentanyl and perhaps prostaglandin C1, but never ever would I ever think that you could take topical alpostadil and prostaglandin C1. I never would have thought that. Now, taking a topical cabergoline and prostaglandin C1 combination, in addition to taking the topical alpostadil and phentolamine combination, in addition to topical phentolamine and prostaglandin. You should be like, easy, like, I'm already fucking drunk, dude. I didn't even know what it was. You were saying? I'm already fucking drunk.
Have a great night. Chris Merrill, AM 640, live everywhere in your iHeartRadio app. Heard any of our secret mind control messages recently? No? That's because we're very good at it. KSI. KOST HD2. Los Angeles and County. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Celebrating Tyree Nichols' life after his awful death. I'm Mark Ryan, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Family and friends of Tyree Nichols have gathered in Sacramento to remember his life. Nichols' mother, Roseanne Wells, says the death was avoidable. Indoor skate park where Nichols used to skate was turning into a celebration of life yesterday. His family members flew into the event with photos of Nichols projected on the wall. He had also been life in the city while moving to Memphis in 2020. 5 Memphis police officers have been charged with murder for Nichols' death following a traffic stop in January. Turkey's emergency service is now reporting the 7.1 magnitude earthquake there has killed at least 76 people in 7 provinces and 440 people have been injured, along with the death toll in Syria.
Well, it's got part of a sensor here,
so far.
and
3 people have been killed and 1 injured in a crash
the guy who does the lawn landscaping, he comes on Wednesday. You don't want to put out the trash on Wednesday. He's got to move.
Officers were investigating the theft and began following and then chasing a vehicle.
Oh,
No. Due to a dangerous speed and the crash occurred a short time later.
It's broke.
Fentanyl drug bust first attempt to get people in Orange County to taste the rainbow. Yes, the Sheriff's Department said cartels are using rainbow fentanyl to enhance the appeal of tobacco opioids. Thousands of those were confiscated by deputies during a traffic stop in Anaheim. Costa Mesa police spokeswoman Rabbi said another 30,000 pills were confiscated also last week, but this time during a traffic stop in Costa Mesa. A small amount of the substance can be lethal. Investigators say this is the first proof that rainbow fentanyl is in Orange County. The 45,000 rainbow fentanyl pills represent tens of millions of lethal doses in Orange County. Orphan Cartagena. State representatives are asking the USDA to create a postal stamp in honor of T-22, a mountain lion was captured and euthanized late last year. T-22 was known for roaming the Hollywood Hills for more than a decade. In a letter to the USDA, President Stamp advised committee on Friday, California Democratic representatives say T-22 is many things. They were celebrity neighbors, the occasional troublemaker, and a beloved mascot for our city. This was not an accident. This was deliberate. This is no accident. That's what former Joint Chief of Staff Chairman Mike Mullen had to say about the recent flight of a Chinese surveillance balloon in American airspace. He says the balloon was maneuverable and there was no way its presence over certain sensitive sites was coincidence. There's no way that he could have had a meaningful purpose. And we have a host of issues that we need to address. He said Secretary of State has been working right and with trip to China, especially since it's been disrupted on purpose. And lots of us will be winging it while we watch the Super Bowl next Sunday. Americans are expected to eat a record amount of chicken wings while they enjoy the big game. The National Chicken Council predicts football fans will consume 1.45 billion chicken wings over the Super Bowl 57 weekend. That's up about 84 million wings from last year's big game. The organization said a return of Super Bowl gatherings combined with more favorable prices are reasons for the increase. Jennifer Jones, Lee, KFI News. We're going to do a crash on the 101. When all you are on the 101 down, I'm on after the top of the track, and get them on the Boulevard, you can crash it up at the center lane. Oh, and once you load out in Boulevard South LA, that crash block if you want to make that street on Lane Halfway open. North Side Town Valley and 45 South Street reach to Harbor Boulevard. Daily operations are expected to go on in the 2 west leads until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And if Montana on the West Avenue to North Avenue, that works on that close to power operations. Oh, yeah, where you were. Oh, it's pretty heavy through that. Yeah. KFI in the sky, I'll see you there faster. I'm back to David. This is hard to admit, but when I was in junior high school, I was bullied so badly. I tried. Total unbounded plan, founder of Rooter Hero Plumbing. I was named O'Donnell after my grandfather. But as a kid, I was pleased for having that name. But this is John. John is the English version of O'Donnell. And it means thanks to honor my grandfather. My family inheritance are important to me. But things to myself and Rooter Hero Plumbing are important. Things to the Rooter Hero Plumbing means to the you and delivering world-class service. That's why my cell phone number is on the back of every Rooter Hero Plumbing. Call us at 866-377 and we'll cable your line for $77. That's 866-377. Thank you. CL 102-8886. You can't find most restrictions of lows in the
like, hey, dog, can we take a look at your radio? And they're like, oh, great. Let's put a fuck. Let's talk to them.
AM640, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. You are listening to Before the Coast, strange stories from the iHeart. I'm Quavo. Tonight we showcase the podcast Facing Evil. Something a bit different for us tonight. I've decided to sample the enormous wealth of material available in the true crime genre. And as a former Catholic with experiences of my own, I thought this was a good episode to showcase. Facing Evil features sisters Rosa Pecoraro and Yvette Gentile with their weekly true crime show that focuses on different stories every week, like the one we'll be hearing about tonight. The 1969 murder of Kathy Sedgwick. It involved conspiracy, cover-up, and corruption in the Catholic Church, and the law enforcement in Baltimore, Maryland. Rasha and Yvette take a look at this disturbing case and discuss the issue of abuse in the Catholic Church as a whole. So, there's Facing Evil on Before the Coast, strange stories from the iHeartRadio on KFI, You're listening to Facing Evil, a production of iHeartRadio and TV. The news is special podcast. We're doing this as individuals participating in the show, and do not represent the iHeartRadio or TV. The podcast is one matter, which is one everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Facing Evil from Public TV and iHeartRadio.
But if you're two tigers versus two lions, the lions might be like,
As always, we are with our amazing producer, Mr.
So, I know we have a today, with the existence of sexual assault in the Catholic Church. It's a very touching issue. I want to give a powerful story that illustrates some of the you know, in that vein, I was thinking that as we were starting research for this case, about the movie Spotlight, I know there was that Michael Keaton about some of the very real-life events involving sexual misconduct in the Catholic Church. It's very good to hear. That's just really it, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. Very well. You know, me, myself, being Catholic, and Catholic, actually, when I got married to my husband, who was, born and raised in the Catholic community, but for me, my mom didn't remember if we had been baptized or not, and I just really wanted that blessing. If you had been baptized or not, then, yeah, if I had been baptized or not. But, yeah, I do remember that movie. It's a very, very sad movie. But I also want to talk about the teachers. My voice is a little hoarse because I just had laryngitis, but while I was home, I spent 7 hours watching this particular documentary called The Keepers. And it was mind blowing, and we will talk about that later. And so now we have today's
did they lay out a code?
I talked to the hunters downtown.
Oh, 817. Wow. I don't know about that. Oh, now, saltwater.
It's thought to be the same thing that senior church leaders and diocese investigators have done for decades. Buried the sexual abuse by priests upon children and covered up forever.
And I think he'll have to say, I told you. And I said, I think
what about an alligator?
Sister Catherine Sessions was a young teacher at a Catholic school in
Baltimore,
Maryland.
salt water.
Early on the evening of November 7th, 1959, she disappeared while out running errands in her neighborhood. The next morning, her friends found Sister Kathy's car parked haphazardly. But weeks went by, and she was not Kathy. Finally,
Listen, squad. Listen, squad.
the body of Sister Catherine's husband was found in a remote area of the city.
Maybe it's not just either. Maybe it's about fight.
But Timothy
Squad list.
was suspicious of
Squad list.
the events came to light, making a story of sexual abuse and intimidation at the hands of a powerful guide that controlled everyone in its territory,
Now you're like
including the police.
bird.
So, what happened
Bird.
after that?
They should make a game
Why
that's
weren't
just
the
like
police
all the shit has a fight
determination to
with itself.
and what
This
did the
is what
story
it is.
reveal
And
about
people are gonna fight me on this. Like, you had your horse at 37. I'm like, dude, I didn't pick that. That's bullshit in my opinion.
Okay, you guys, this is one that we really have to buckle up for. I mean, this case just gets more and more crazy, as you go along. The stories that we told this evening, they touched on some major issues, and today really isn't no different. But we're looking at sexual abuse in the Catholic Church, which is a huge, huge issue that is still very prevalent today.
Yeah, it's really just, I think, one of many narratives every
But I
year.
bet you
Another
anything a
story
dog
of how the
is
sort of
better than everything.
white clothes is allowed to go
We're
on
gonna
somewhere,
fucking
or it's just left on the door entirely.
like a whole 1,000 crocodiles, 1,000 dogs. I'll take 1,000 crocodiles and those fucking dogs.
Especially illustrates the role of power that a religious group or institution
From where?
have over an entire city,
African,
and I think that people don't get story is a huge example of that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's very
I
actually did some research, and the numbers don't lie. They show that in the United States alone, more than 11,000 complaints have been documented by the
You're gonna tell me that I'm fucking that Canada takes out a
yeah, that's a lot, and you have to remember too, that just
nothing?
that has
You don't
told their story, right?
It's
Documented cases.
I got Bobcat 7.
So many other people that have not even come out yet. So, yeah, that number is shocking, but there's way more. Yeah, way more. Yeah, there are numbers like that for countries all over the world.
A little well, 98. Grizzly Mulder 500 is 100. How is that 100? It's not like
down to even still, right? It's just a super insane, crazy story that Sister Kathy's business was.
so. I guess mine is bad.
Let's talk about that there. She grew up in Pennsylvania. She was supposedly very bright, and by many accounts, just had this very plain personality. She was also an achiever. She was president, a member of the council, and even May Queen at her school. But she was also valedictorian of her high school, and after that, was going to school for so she then goes on to be a teacher at Archbishop Theo High School in Maryland. So all
Yeah, I'm gonna do Sunday. We'll be the 15 Sunday. Hi guys, Sunday at 15 and like
yeah, so I read this
Grizzly.
Post article.
Oh, they do help in
that Sister Kathy said was a real like a Julian character from the foundation. I mean, she was super exuberant. She sang, she played her guitar, and her students would even drop by her apartment, and they would sing and dance and that I think of like
one now.
The character in
Don't worry about her now.
That's Robert. He was always smiling and happy and so giving. Exactly like that. Yeah. All of the beautiful things that you just said about her is that I think it absolutely makes what happened next so heartbreaking. On the evening of November 7th, 1969, she left her apartment, which she happened to share with another man. She left to go buy a gift for the apartment. It was around 7:30 at night.
I want to know what, I have to go 1v1?
And that was the last time
I always say all
anyone
day.
ever saw her alive.
It's exactly 6.
You're listening to Corruption in the Catholic Church.
Oh, is it like the D? Like the D or the U?
Before the coast. Stories from the
How's the end is really involved? You're going to get how do you get work on again at 88?
for a news update. By 24-hour news. Police are searching for inmate Carlos Marquez, who walked away from the Los Angeles Correctional Facility, where he was doing 5 years for robbery and other crimes. Pope Francis, the head of the Anglican Communion and the top Presbyterian minister, have spoken out on LGBTQ rights, denouncing the criminalization of homosexuality and saying gay people should be welcomed by their churches. And Charles Kimbrough, the Tony and Emmy nominated actor who played Straight Laced News anchor Jim Dial on Murphy Brown, has died in Culver City at age 86. We'll take a look at some obstacles on the 101 coming up next.
They were like, so it does. Like 1,000 billion% of them.
Do something that seems a little bit ordinary, but they sense
So
that
that's not even, it's kind of like a thing.
this is real, it's found in service
Animals or
we
fish?
see this all the
How
time.
about fish?
People putting out their photos because they don't want to
So
take
down under. So down under.
this only takes about 90 minutes and costs just $88. If it's just pennies compared to the huge problem
1v1 that.
that can wreck us if you don't
1v1 that.
you'll also save money on
That ethical. Promoted workplace violence.
don't be too wise and pound foolish.
Fuck that. Give me away. I actually like that because it's a good way to oh shit, white picture. They go there, black picture. This is what all the kids at the always when they threw out all the time. Angels, God, black picture. What about marriage people? I had to fight. Now it's amazing, right? Yeah, actually, oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like they haven't had no, they're not like, but not like me. That's really
This report is sponsored by Fix Auto Collision Center. Don't forget that the accident earlier today. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle and your insurance. If you want to go to Fix Auto,
but no, if you're like, you took it instead of him. No, why don't they do anaconda?
Licensing free, only for free summer. With our ultimate Street Number event, save 50% on the Street Number 360 limited edition Quantum Plus Special Finance that ends Monday. To learn more, go to streetnumber.com.
So they think like a 360 or a hybrid. They think that like in 1v1,
Experience Ron Sears is struggling with his
the copycat could kill anything. I bet that one's about like, I bet so. Why? Because usually if they don't have the ammo. So if you can just fucking get it, but you're telling me like a leopard steel from like a deer and you can just kick it.
Guys, this Valentine's Day, this is the next best thing for really nothing at all. Available exclusively at the Amazon. Just choose 13 naturally used animals to just like your soft skin. Even more alone and lingerie. Upskin type of
And spiders.
that you'll both love with your
Does it even change it? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I'm so interested. I've never been more interested in anything in my life. It's like, just like,
but you need to order today because last year they sold out of our Valentine's Day. That's what you do. Go to pajamagram.com right now. That's pajamagram.com. Use code NEWS. Only
you won't do it?
25% off your order.
I understand what it's like. You must do this though. You must do this.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are,
It's either like do it or it's going to now. It's going to be awesome. This is like, I don't even know. I don't even know. Really? You feel like, who? Mike? I don't know him. Really? You guys should be like, I don't remember him. You guys should be like, I never really don't remember ever going across the hall. I mean, the bathroom was over there. Yeah, but not, you're regular. So let's say, like, yeah, but like, the teams be like, oh, I don't really remember going over there, going to pick up Alex, you walk downstairs.
Yeah. Close. After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to find it. I read directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my God, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer, unquote. Each one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Nirvana. All natural solutions.
They have to fight with 1v1.
People tell you breathe better, sleep
Better
deeper,
stop,
smaller, and stay healthier without.
You go to okay, now that that's the side of the wall, just that I can figure it out. But then we'll get the top snake versus like the top, like an elephant, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure that's what you guys do. We'll get a video. 217. So, dog.
It was obvious. The CIA was running that show.
Good, I do.
Murdering my aunt.
These are some of the top 100. They were all two fighting in one film. What's wrong with that? I know.
This podcast was created to help us know everybody was saying the story of the Bible through live action recordings and emotional audio
of 100 shows.
I really resent these assholes who have never accomplished anything in their life. Nothing. He has no success.
Okay. No, it's right. And there's no potential for AI potential. But that's AI policy. Alright, ding, ding, ding. Here we go. At number 1, take over. 2, oh, 2, that was gonna be, it's gonna be interesting. Don't play, dog. Last month was 3 months off. Let's shit ever. Really? She'd be like, Doug, you know, for how long people have been like, no, like, let's put a fucking tiger in with a lion. Oh, not me. Really? Yeah, you remember her thing to that? No. But I remember we were running, we were running a line up. It was like, who could be first? Whenever you were first, we were the most competitive players ever. First, somebody said lion. Somebody said lion. Tiger said lion. Somebody said shit. And maybe
along with the whole grand crew. Blankets have also been caught in the cars and cars.
Yeah, so a quick sidebar that we can mention about one of the priests who comes over to investigate. His name was Rabbi.
I think it's the same type. Yeah, kind of.
And that is a whole myriad of problems. You know, he's probably but my understanding is that in the Catholic Church, you know, you have any sort of they turn on them and say, I don't think priest either, but that is very true. It's very true. You took a vow. Oh, yeah.
So priest on them.
Oh, God, yeah.
Happy Angela.
Yeah, all the time, one that.
They've written other letters. After the married him, but she turned him down. I just wanted to, you know, maintain her job. And
I was supposed to one left with a Goliath version of the
because we, the princess, married her to people who could not her. So, you know, going to be together. So I don't think she went for it.
I'm not sure what to
do. I wonder if they, like,
was it romantic or is it just kind of always go back to Russia, you know, she said, it's always towards for or you know, it's always they're romantic, you know, but, you know, I do feel like this is how
this is usually we're going to fight.
Kind of like needs to something.
Yeah, I think it's really romantic when, you know, the people that are obviously involved in someone, you know, I think that's a good.
And that's,
you know, even if it's like a dozen volcanoes, you know, there's something I think kind of creepy. It's not quite the level of, you know, say a stalker, which we talked about in the previous episode, but somebody who's just kind of so obsessed that they're going to 4 days with boundaries that someone has put up in their life. always takes me automatic. There's always a bit of a red flag for me. Asking someone to leave the nutmeg to run off with them. And they clearly said that they were like uncomfortable with this before. Right? Like I think there's something there to look at. It's not what it could be. And in fact, police actually brought the truth into question, but she had an alibi of having been at the movies earlier that night. So I guess that was what you call it, alibi for what he was.
So, the entertained a massive manhunt with 35 Baltimore officers and residents of the area joining in, sweeping a 14-block area of southwest Baltimore. But they don't find anything. More importantly, Baltimore police tell the media they do not believe foul play was involved.
Yeah, I mean, that strikes me as just that statement alone when you don't really know, right? That's political. You're like doing a thing, and there were that were found in their car and other clear signs of a struggle. But the police say that they don't think that there's foul play. So
That doesn't fit too well. But finally, on January 3rd, Kathy's body is found by a father and a son out on a hunting trip in Lansdowne, which I believe that's a remote area south of Baltimore.
This actually doesn't do that. The police said it was likely that he had been either or forced to walk them down. And an autopsy found the skull fracture caused by a blow to her head with some sort of blunt instrument. Basically, a break and a fall in the building that he quote suggested positive weight. Unfortunately, that's not as far as the police witnesses. Investigators were on the case up until 1977, but honestly, we're not able to make any breakthrough. Do they think it's only been physical evidence? We know.
They then finally received a name, Dean Wayner and Teresa Lancaster, and apparently these officers' accusations Maxwell had faced right away. In fact, back in the 1960s and 70s, Maxwell was widely feared in the school because everyone, including students and staff, knew he was a predator. But no one spoke up about it. Right, so you guys knew how I talked about this earlier in the beginning of our episode about the documentary The Keepers. And in it, Teresa Lancaster said, when we were called over the loudspeakers to report a dead silence would come over the classroom, and the other girls would look at you with sad eyes, and the teacher would just look down. They knew something was going on.
Well, I thought we were talking about
And then he said this. So disgustingly awful for her son, but no one was standing up for these girls at EO. It's heartbreaking to me.
Right, so obviously these claims against Otto Maxwell are pretty egregious, and Teresa Lancaster says that Otto Maxwell took her to a gynecologist in Christian Richard, who prescribed duty that the priest minister himself gave this school on accident. And numerous others after this stepped forward to say that she assaulted them frequently in her office, which is not a one-time occurrence. And I think it's also important to note here that these claims are in fact corroborated by court records, as well as interviews with up to 8 other CEO students. So it is clearly a pattern here, right?
And she wasn't stopped. So basically, this was an open secret. This reign of terror by a criminal man who used his power as a priest and his power in the church as an authoritative figure to literally intimidate everyone. But I feel the most for these young girls who were students at the school and they were completely shocked. They probably felt like they had to know where to go.
exactly, and no one to tell. But we also know that this did not go unnoticed, and at least one person did try to stop it from the inside, and that person was the first Kathy Jackson.
And it would be a good secret, and we will talk about that right after we do another quick break. You're listening to Corruption of the Catholic Church from the podcast Facing Evil on Before the Coast. Strange Stories from the iHeart Vault. We'll have more to the effects on KFI. Time now for a news update.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Killed in Southgate. 4 persons been hurt. This happened after a car crash with the driver was trying to get away from cops. The 2-car crash happened around 2 this morning at State Street and Sweden Boulevard. Cops were investigating a theft next to a car when officers began following the vehicle, which developed into a pursuit. It was later canceled the pursuit due to dangerous speed, and shortly afterwards the driver crashed. This brought to directfire.com. A 7.8 quake has knocked down multiple buildings in southeast Turkey and Syria, with many casualties. 76 deaths and 440 injuries have been reported in Turkey so far. In northwest Syria, the opposition Syrian civil defense described the situation in the rebel-held region as disastrous. The civil defense has urged people to evacuate buildings and gather in open areas. The quake was felt in several provinces and came as the Middle East is experiencing a snowstorm expected to continue until Thursday. An assemblyman from Palmdale is working to change the way child abuse reports make to the state. Republican Assemblyman Tom Lackey is working on a bill that would have child abuse claims go directly from law enforcement agencies to the state, as opposed to counties then to the state. Lackey says a recent audit found more than 27,000 reports first given to counties were missing from the state's database. We felt that there was a problem for some period of time, and we've been working on this for years. Lackey says the issue potentially leads thousands of dangerous people to Kansas City foster parents and youth sports coaches. Boy, trolling, say it, I mean, customs officials say raw egg smuggling is increasing along the California-Mexico border. They say people are bringing raw poultry and eggs in their cars and in commercial trucks. Don't bring them over. This is, if it's a raw product, like raw eggs and the raw chicken and raw poultry, it can't come over. Charles King is with customs but you still have to declare that. If they fail to declare it, they fail Gregory Pioneer. And former Trump economic advisor Gary Cohn says he doesn't expect a recession in the first half of 2023. This does feel handle what's going on in the economy. Cohn says there's evidence that record high inflation is starting to ease. Now it's head to a crash on the 110. You got to on the 110 south of 3rd Street. That's crashed at the divider. Irwindale East and West at Irwindale Avenue. That's press blocking the off-ramp, or the right shoulder of the off-ramp. If you're staying on the 5 North Temple Highway, that works at the 2 right lane block. Well, there are wildfire damage and brush fires we had last year, about 2.5 miles north of Lake Keith Road. In Fountain Valley, 4 miles south before, or from East Street to Harbor Boulevard. Daily operations are going to be taken to keep left to the until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. KFI in the sky, I'll see you there faster. I'm Zachary Bateman. California Department of Public Health. This year, here to learn a new language with Rosetta Stone. No matter what's inspiring you to learn a language, travel, work, family, or just for fun, the Rosetta Stone app makes it easy to get started and stay motivated to reach your goals. Right now, get a lifetime unlimited subscription with forever access to all 25 Rosetta Stone languages for 40% off. Visit RosettaStone.com today and 30 there. Sun and up to 60s tomorrow, 50s in Yellow Valley. The rest of the week we should have sun and 70s. Right now it's 56 in Seal Beach and 55 in La Palma. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Long. Why have over 2 million people trusted their bath remodels to bath fitters when a normal day is anything but normal? We fit your schedule with our unique cover-to-tub process controlled in just a day with no demolition. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards. We've been remodeling baths for over 35 years. Every bath we install comes with a lifetime warranty. Get the bath you want every day with quality that lasts a lifetime. Bath fitters, it just fits. Visit bathfitters.com and book your free consultation. This is Jacob Enron. If you've been involved in a motorcycle accident, call 844-24-GIGA. 85 AM 640. And iHeart Radio Station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcast. KFI AM 640 heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Clay Rowe, and you're listening to Before the Post. strange stories from the IR vault. Let's return now to hear more from the podcast Facing Evil.
There is at least one person who we know of who is fighting back against Father Joseph Maxwell, and that person is the popular young teacher, Sister Kathy Chestnut. Her students love her, and many of them confided in her about the abuse of Maxwell and his colleagues. And she tried to stop it by doing things like making excuses for girls when he was calling them to his office, like saying things, oh, it's not your thing, or giving it away, sorry about that. In May of 1969, Sister Kathy had approached young Jean Wayner and just asked her straight out whether the police had been hurting her. And Jean admitted that yes, they had. And apparently, Kathy promised her that something would be done about it and basically tells her to go off and just try to enjoy her summer because he was going to take care of it.
And it's a really big about his turn. So, as we know, Kathy Chestnut disappeared anyway. But after she went missing, Jean Wayner said that Father Maxwell took her to for a car ride, which I guess was a common thing if the priest would just take these young girls to trips. Place was great. I guess at the time, families really. But when Jean and Father Maxwell get out of the car after they've driven somewhere, she walks her over to a field where she says that she saw Sister Kathy's body there in the field. Some pretty graphic details here for anybody who's sensitive to that. If you are, I recommend you skip ahead a few seconds. So, according to the Huffington Post, quote, Justice was still clad in her aqua-colored coat, and maggots were crawling on her face. Wayner tried to brush them off with her bare hands. Help me get these off of her, she cried, turning to Maxwell in a panic. Instead, she said, the priest leaned down behind her and whispered in her ear, you see what happens when you say bad things about people?
It makes my skin crawl, my blood boil to think that, a priest who you look up to, supposedly trust, and this is going on. You can't make this up. This is like a movie, right? But this is actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you'd expect to see, like, Wayner finally built up the courage to tell the story in 1994. He discussed details about Kathy Chestnut's body that to investigators at the time liked to believe could.
Exactly. And then there's Teresa Lancaster, the other woman who filed the 1994 suit along with Jean Wayner on retaliation for confiding in Sister Kathy. He claims that Maxwell drove her out to a wooded area where there were lots of police milling around, and that two police officers raped her in the back seat while Maxwell stood outside of the police car talking and laughing with the other cops.
And this is just pure evil on every level possible.
So I think it's interesting here to realize that this is now becoming a much bigger issue. Right? This is no longer just about abuse within the family. There's obviously that's a huge part of it, but now we're seeing law enforcement get involved in a very stark way. Right? And so what we're seeing is this balloon out, this picture of abuse and cover-up that involves an entire city and all of the forces within a city like law enforcement.
Yeah, I mean, this blames a lot, obviously, about why the police never solved this case, because so many of them were a part of it, every level. If we ever talk about the law, this is that and so much more.
Right, it's different types of people, but they're all taking advantage of authority and power in very evil ways. Right?
Yeah. So this actually reminds me of the corruption that was happening in LAPD when our great grandfather George Riddell was accused of killing Elizabeth Short, also known as the Black Dahlia, because he had so much dirt on the police officers of the LAPD. We all believe that's one of the reasons that he was never convicted. Like corruption to the nth level, and that it feels just like that right now.
Yeah, this could take place in Baltimore, LA, 1940s, whenever. So moving forward, other victims also describe Maxwell as bringing them to places And it seems to really have the entire police force in the area under his complete control. So they're like one authority over this entire region.
So it's very much like the Godfather. So good.
And so, as you said earlier, this is probably a huge part of the reason why, again, the case wasn't solved, because the police pointed out that as way before, there's still really no justice. The court dismissed all the claims against Maxwell because it passed the statute of limitations. So in Maryland, victims of sexual abuse have just 3 years from the time you
that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That has to change. Yeah, especially for sexual abuse. So it's basically saying it's too late because your memory may not be reliable enough. Meanwhile, all these other women are coming together and corroborating on the same type of abuse, right? That has happened to Jane and to Teresa. And what is that?
Yeah, so the idea there with statute of limitations is that after a certain number of years, your account as an eyewitness is not as reliable as you could because of memory or whatever. But, I think if you have enough detail and you have, enough of a pattern of abuse, and especially like this kind of abuse, like I don't think this is something that you forget. I don't think your memory is just going to stay about being lived by two police officers after 3 years. Like, that's something that is going to stay with these women for the rest of their lives.
Exactly. You don't forget about that. These women fight every day to probably just walk through life because that is a memory that is so deep and that is in their spirit.
Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has been involved in a traffic crash with a female bicyclist in West Los Angeles, but the woman wasn't seriously hurt and police say no crime was committed. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says lawmakers will receive a classified briefing on the Chinese balloon incident next week. And Harry Styles has won the Album of the Year Grammy at tonight's ceremony in LA for Harry's album. We'll scope out a bad scene on the 10 right after this. The Smell Good Plumbers at My Diamond will unclog your drain or your plumbing condition and save you money, prevent flooding at your home, and remove all unnecessary work from your life. More things about your high school clothes and your faith in mankind will be restored. There's $99 free stock ready to buy kitchen options in all 5 culinary orders. Schedule for today. Your My Diamond car will show up on time, act professional, and smell better than a new car wash. You will be able to sacrifice fingers, focus on things that really matter, and avoid the unsanitary processes of some of the by plumbers. No buttons here, ma'am. Call Drew. Reference the $99 stoppage page at thesmellgoodplumber.com. They all 800-446. Contact them for their $299. This is My Diamond, and I guarantee my plumber will show up on time and smell good, and the house call is free. There's a crash on the 10. Downtown LA on the 10 eastbound at Alameda Street. The on-ramp is blocked due to a collision that's got these 2 vehicles down on the edge of the on-ramp. And downtown LA also on the 110 stop at 3rd Street. That's the crash gets up to 2 center lane. That's at Woodale Avenue. That's the crash blocking the off-ramp. 191 east of Lachelle and Kramer in Anaheim. That's the crash in the center of Miners. And then Riverside on the 10 east of Baymount Avenue. That's the one that has the off-ramp blocked 3 blocks. Clarifying the China Street. There's access. I'm Dr. Vegas. This report is sponsored by Fix Auto Collision Center. Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes the vehicle. Tell your insurance that you do want to go to Fix Auto. There's going to be 6 cases of possession. For the last 2 decades, Father Carlos Martinez has encountered people in nearly every way imaginable. What Hollywood portrayed in The Exorcist with levitation, vomit, spitting at the priest, all of that has not been a movie for me. I've seen that firsthand. Listen to The Exorcist File on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. The Experts Danco has been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certification, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technology. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out. Chevrolet? Yeah. Check going on? We'll take it for free.
Could you use monthly payments to help me pay the fees? Like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new seeds for growing seeds? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who's blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security, U.S. Taxpayers Spend.
Millions of people are looking for work, and almost 70% of Americans are looking for extra. Why is it so hard to find the right candidate? I've had a tough time for 30 years. It's simple. We're using the wrong platform. Here's an answer. JobGet.com. JobGet is a new, unique way to post the job you're looking to fill and finding that perfect candidate and quickly. With other hiring sites, your job posting gets flooded with thousands of resumes. You just don't cut it. With JobGet, your top candidates are already endorsed for their skills. Your candidates get immediate notifications in your JobGet app, letting them know you're ready to talk. And most jobs receive their first applicant within the first 6 minutes. Post your first job for free, chat with qualified candidates within minutes when you go to jobget.com/handle. That's jobget.com/handle. This really works. Visit jobget.com/handle.
The California Conference for Women is offering 2 exciting experiences this year: an in-person gathering on March 1st and a virtual event on March 2nd, featuring Ms. Copeland, Naomi Osaka Thompson, proven top experts on leadership, well-being, and career advancement. Learn more and register at conferenceforwomen.org.
This is what we do now. Yeah, but what about the other guy? What about that? What about Joe Biden's document? What about Donald Trump's document? What about Mike Pence's document?
All things important. We're never going to go back to the stability that we thought we were growing up with.
We see first the political insults or the personal attack live 9 to 1 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640 heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Clay Rowe, and you're listening to Before the Coast, strange stories from the iHeart Vault. Let's return now to hear more from the podcast Facing Evil. The police detective, talking anonymously to the Huffington Post, said that he got a call in 1994 from a grave digger. The man said that Maxwell had ordered him to bury a bunch of boxes in the graveyard. When police went and dug them up, one of those boxes contained a bunch of used photos of underage girls. But then, when all the boxes were delivered to the evidence room, those containing the photos were inexplicably missing. Other retired detectives have also come forward in recent years and confirmed that they were, quote, pressured to back off the packet creep during their investigation.
It's obvious that this was a cover-up, at the highest level possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this goes from being a conspiracy theory to a full-blown conspiracy that can be proven, elaborated, and every detail of it tracked down. Unfortunately, it leads to a lot of consequences for Joseph Matthews. In 1994, he was removed from the ministry, but he fled to Ireland, where until his death in 2001, at age 62, he worked as a psychologist and, unfortunately, supposedly, continued his pattern of abuse while working there.
So basically, nothing happened to him. There were no consequences, and I'm sure he continues to do it over and over and over again because he got away with it. They let him get away with it. Right. That was his entire life. He knew nothing else, and he's gotten away with it for so long. But it's not until 2016 that the Archdiocese of Baltimore releases a list of 71 clergymen that have been accused of sexual abuse, and then back that up with credible evidence. And Maxwell is on that list. Of course he is, and I'm sure he was at the top list. And victims of the listed clergy are offered money. They got financial settlements by the Archdiocese for that abuse. And some victims claim that considering the sheer horrificness of these crimes, that money was not enough. They wanted to see political changes, like you always tell us, Trevor, and they wanted to see changes within the church. And they wanted to prevent anything like this from happening again in the future.
Yeah, I mean, money can't buy what they've been through. I mean, they can't take that away. It's just, I can't even tell you guys, like, this took me 7 hours of watching this documentary, and I had no voice, and I was yelling, like, through my spirit of what these victims had gone through. And then to offer them, it was something like $25,000 to $50,000.
That's nothing compared to what they've been through.
I do want to say this. You know, one good thing, we always look for that silver lining. That school, Theo, was torn down. It's no longer there. And, you know, the fact that these women, some of these women were there, like when it came down was, you know, I don't want to say closure because, you know, they can never have closure on, you know, something so evil that happened to them. But I think there was a part of them that just the fact that this was no longer there helped in some way.
It's so beautiful to hear that that's the momentum going in the right direction. In recent years, more and more people have joined the fight for justice in this case. So a school alumni group that began with one person asking questions on Facebook has exploded and sparked a brand new murder investigation into the murder of Sister Kathy Sedgwick. It's officially an open case again, and this quest for justice has brought all of these women together and has helped so many of those abuse survivors find healing and find support. And that brings us to this week. Yeah.
How about this people
This week's message of hope and healing goes out to Dean Wayner, Teresa Lancaster, and the thousands of women and men like them who have come out about abuse they have suffered at the hands of religious clergy.
It is for the founders of SNAP, the Grassroots Survivors Network of those abused by priests.
Back in 1993, when SNAP held listening sessions for survivors to tell their stories, not a single Catholic church came out to hear them. But the group persevered and grew. It is making noise and sparking change.
The stories of abuse are painful to hear, but more painful still is to have lived them and to have their voice silenced when you try to speak the truth. Because so many have stepped forward and refused to be ignored, people are now listening.
And calls for changes, such as the elimination of statutes of limitations for reporting abuse, are getting louder.
To all the victims out there, those who have come forward and those who have not, we see you, we wish you justice, we wish you healing, and most importantly, we wish you peace. Onward and upward, be more.
Be more.
That's our show for today. If you are a survivor of clergy abuse, the advocacy group SNAP has resources that you can turn to. Visit snapnetwork.org. That's snapnetwork, all one word, .org.
We'd love to hear what you thought about today's discussion and if there's a piece you'd like for us to cover. Find us on social media or email us at preachingtheplot@already. Please leave us a review and a good rating if you like what we do. Your support is quality.
Facing Evil is a production of iHeartRadio and Tenderfoot TV. The show is hosted by Rocky Pecoraro and Yvette Centino. Matt Frederick and Alex Wood are executive producers on behalf of iHeartRadio, with producers Trevor Young and Jesse Trump. Donald Albright and Ted Lynch are executive producers on behalf of Tenderfoot TV, alongside producers Tracy Kaplan. Our researcher is Claudia Daffo. Original music by Makeup and Vanity Fair. Find us on social media or email us at facingeaglepod@tenderfoot.tv. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio or Tenderfoot TV, visit the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Facing Evil on Before the Coast. Strange stories from the iHeart Vault. And if you'd like to hear more from the Facing Evil series, just open up the free iHeartRadio app and search Facing Evil in the podcast app. Stay tuned for Coast to Coast coming up next. Right after a news update, you've been listening to Before the Coast. I'm Clay, and I'll be back every weekend evening at 9 with more strange stories from the iHeart Vault on KFI AM 640, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. What the hell is going on? Well, we're about to tell you.
KFI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, all fine.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Prison Break, or make that prison walk. I'm Mark Ron, live from the KFI 24-hour nature. Police are looking for an inmate who walked away from a correctional facility in Los Angeles. Carlos Montez went missing from the male community reentry program yesterday. California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation officers received notification of an alarm on Montez's monitoring device at 4:30 and were dispatched to locate and arrest him, but found that he had disappeared. Montez had been at the facility since February 2022 and was serving a 5-year sentence for robbery and other crimes. The Orange County Gun Owners Association says it will fight proposed stricter rules on concealed weapons permits in California. The association says the proposed rules are unconstitutional. Others like a force that people the new rules are public benefit involved could have the opposite effect of making people more safe. They look at a couple of different numbers. Well over 90% of mass shootings happen on times where people are unable to defend and protect themselves. Governor Newsom joined other officials yesterday to rally for the new legislation. Proponents of the rules pointed to a study that found less restrictive carrying laws increase violent crime involving guns. Boy, trolling, hey, if I knew. Democrats are making changes to the 2024 presidential primary calendar. We will move to a vote on the motion to approve the report of the Rules and Bylaws Committee. All those in favor of approving the report say aye. The vote came at a party gathering in Philadelphia yesterday as DNC delegates approved moving South Carolina into the top spot for early voting, replacing Iowa. Nevada and New Hampshire round out the top three. Georgia and Michigan also joined the primary window for the first time. Iowa has traditionally been the starting line for the presidential election. The U.S. has shot down a Chinese balloon flying over the U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said the decision to shoot down a balloon yesterday required the balancing of several risks. The green field that was created by this balloon when it was shot down was about 7 miles long. Anytime the military is considering an operation like that, they have to consider the safety of the American people. Because despite Biden's order on Wednesday to take out the balloon, it was delayed due to the chance of debris falling in American airspace. Buttigieg said the mission was all about minimizing the risk to life and property on the ground. And Lakers superstar LeBron James is on the brink, making NBA history, and ticket prices are hitting an all-time high.
LeBron James is about to break the NBA all-time scoring record. King James is now just 26 points away from taking the top spot in Lakers race to win Abdul-Jabbar's record. Fans are willing to pay big bucks to watch the historic moment unfold. Ticket prices for next week's game against Oklahoma City Thunder has nearly tripled. And if you want courtside seats, some are going for as much as $200,000. James may need 1 or 2 games to change the record book. Whenever it happens, Abdul-Jabbar plans to be at the game. Get Yamamoto, if I need.
We have a work zone in content. Southern is going to be taken away from 3 residents for road work until 4 years taken away throughout that area. And in Ontario, this is only 60 eastbound right before Vineyard. We have a track there that has only the carpool lane available right now. You guys stacking up from before Road Avenue. Downtown LA, we have good news. Earlier tracks on the 110 southbound at 3rd Street has been cleared from lanes to drive. It's recovered right. And southbound weather from KFI look is clear tonight with lows in the mid-40s. There is a chance of rain in the Inland Empire and Antelope Valley with lows in the 30s there. Sun up at 60 tomorrow, 50 in the Antelope Valley. The rest of the week, we ought to have sun and 70. Right now, it is 54 in Irvine, 52 in Yorba Linda, 55 in Carson, 55 in Huntington Beach. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Mark Rabbi.
This year is easier to learn a new language with Rosetta Stone. No matter what inspires you to learn a language, travel, work, family, or just for fun, the Rosetta Stone app makes it easy to get started and stay motivated to reach your goals. Right now, get a lifetime unlimited subscription with forever access to all 25 of Rosetta Stone's languages for 40% off. Visit RosettaStone.com today and save 40%.
It was like a balloon animal.
Our language is learning.
This is a real danger. Now, Congressman $10 new book.
What was this freedom of
How about it? Google, Facebook, and Twitter to spread the truth about others' lifestyles, COVID, Trump, and more. Get tired of their liberal bias and how Google uses Gmail and YouTube TV to censor you. Get Crushed, an Amazon bestseller. Find $10 Crushed at bookstores or through the free offer from Newsmax. Go to crush911.com. That's crush911.com.
Was given to my son for 34 years. Intelligence.
Yeah. Visit KingdomFreedom.org or call 833-422-4255. Ask you that a case of free COVID-19. Brought by the California Department of Labor. Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, our media can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anywhere else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to take you out on our media can work for you. It's starting today. iHeart Advertising. iHeart Advertising. This podcast was created to help you solidify your faith as you experience the story of the Bible. Live recordings and emotional and orchestral
And this way to do it like 10 ways. What's that? I don't know.
If you have friends or family members that live on base or need frequent access to federal facilities, getting a real ID should be on your to-do list. Starting May 7, 2025, you'll need a federally accepted form of identification such as a real ID to access military bases, enter federal buildings, and board domestic flights. And by going online, you can conveniently start the real ID application process anytime and anywhere you like. Don't miss out on visiting your friends and loved ones in uniform. Start your real ID application online today at realiD.dmv.ca.gov. On the Exodus Bible podcast, most of the stories of the giving and vicious cases possession. For the last 2 decades, Father Carlos Martin has encountered evil nearly every way imaginable. Hollywood portrayed the exorcist, retribution without the idea of feeling as a priest. All of that has not been a movie for me. I have seen that firsthand. Listen to the Exorcist Files on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. Laguna Beach is going to ban all balloons. Why a clown under the sue because you cannot stop balloon animals at his kids' party. They roll up to the Supreme Court and 8 lawyers come out. They'll handle and they start running balloon animals for the court. Yeah, live 6 to 9 a.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Life is uncertain. Worried or frustrated. It's normal. With download free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it most. Call our one line at 833
I didn't even know there was a vitamin C. Vitamin A? What's a vitamin A? I've never even heard of that. Is that
There are 2 cities that have the highest return to office rate at above 60%. Austin and Houston. Texas is one of those places where COVID never happened. Yeah, I have most people. The lowest return to office rate would be San Jose. Alien data, which is all tech companies, the heart of Silicon Valley, live 9 to 1 p.m. on Injured are America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Opinion 5, AM 640, more stimulating talk.
just go for it. Somebody's like, go for the go, baby. One. Imagine
From the Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be across the nation, around the world. I'm George Norrie, and welcome to Coast AM. Full moon tonight is called the snow moon, and emerging artists for the first couple hours of Bumblebee's Day. And later tonight, sociopaths. Who are they? Here's what's happening. Well, that Chinese spy balloon that traveled across the United States likely was able to send sensitive data to the Chinese Communist Party before it was shot down by the U.S. military. Military officials decided to take out the balloon exactly 1 week after they discovered it. However, President Biden claims he was not made aware of the balloon until Tuesday when it was over Montana. Pentagon said it acted immediately to protect against the collection of sensitive information from this balloon. But geopolitical experts said there is little reason to believe that those efforts were successful, as the balloon almost certainly transferred surveillance data over to China as it flew over several military bases. This is one of the strangest stories I've seen in years. Charles R. Smith, one of the leading experts in cyber technology, on the line with us. Charlie, well, first of all, if it is from China, and I assume it was, what do they want? Because the thing is using this kind of simple technology to exploit signals and communication and intelligence. We do the same thing, but we use multi-billion-dollar satellites. So they're just doing that on the cheap. I mean, what did you feel when you first heard about this story? We should have shot it down over Alaska. Absolutely. There's, no question, of course, the Biden administration with their lame excuses. It happened under Trump. We all remember hearing about the balloons flying over the United States. No, they actually didn't say anything until it became painfully obvious as it was over the continental United States, and everybody's looking up going, what the heck is that? China's deciding now what to do in terms of retribution against something like this. How could they even think about that? In classic Chinese mindset, I would suspect they may try to target some of our surveillance drones to fly off the coast, but it would be in international airspace over international waters. That, of course, is a possibility, so we have to keep an eye out. They may also do something with manned aircraft, again, over international waters. What kind of information do you think they got that they don't already have? Signals intelligence, basically, things like our communications networks, our radars, radar defense systems, pick those up, and all of that data would have been immediately relayed by satellite back to Beijing. So saying that we waited until, it was too late, the hen's already gone. Can we expect more of these balloons to pop over? It's possible, and we should shoot them down early and directly, as this is a direct violation of U.S. airspace. It could be considered an act of war. Let's look at it this way. Let's say 6 or 6, they decide to give us COVID-3. Okay, well, hey, it started in the United States. Yeah, it was dropped into the United States, maybe. Good point. Keep your eyes on these things for us, Charlie. Strangest story I've ever heard in years, folks, in years. At least 17 people killed today in Turkey when a strong 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit the country south in the early hours, toppling buildings, sending residents running into the streets as aftershocks were felt across the region. The quake struck while residents were likely asleep, unprepared for the event. Videos shared on social media showed dozens of collapsed buildings, while frightened residents huddled on the darkened streets amid the chaos. Rescue workers could be seen conducting search and rescue operations by flashlights. For the 250 people fought over discarded food in dumpsters after a power outage last week at an HEB grocery store in Texas. The Austin grocery store warned residents not to eat any of the food retrieved from the dumpster. The deadly storm that swept through Texas last week wiped out power to more than 400,000 homes, businesses, and other electricity customers. Near-fatal experiences, near-death experience occur when the experiencer acquires verifiable information which they could not have obtained by any normal means. Often, the near-death experiences report witnessing events that happen at some distant location away from their body, such as another room of a hospital. Now, is this a reason to believe the afterlife is real? Here to tell us more is Sandra Champlain from our Escape to the Afterlife podcast. What do you think about that, Sandra?
Well, I think that's the other thing believe in the afterlife.
No, she.
We love hearing about near-death experiences, but these stories, when the information can be verified, is incredible. So I've got three examples for you and your listeners.
Okay.
The first one is a woman who had a heart condition, had a near-death experience, and at the very same time, her sister was in a diabetic coma in another part of the same hospital.
How about that
The
one?
woman and her sister had conversations as they both hovered near the ceiling, watching down on a medical team working on her body. When this woman woke up, she knew her sister was dead, and she learned that her sister died at the exact same time in Texas. So here's another one. A nurse spoke with a patient who had been resuscitated and experienced floating out of her body and up above the hospital. And when she looked down, a single red shoe on the roof of the hospital caught her attention. So the nurse told a resident physician about it, and he made fun of her for believing the patient. However, curiosity got to him, and he got a janitor to let him onto the roof. And when the nurse saw him later that day, he was holding the red shoe and became a believer. And the last one I have for you is a woman named Sarah that had a cardiac arrest during gallbladder surgery that had been successfully resuscitated. Upon recovery, he had amazed the surgical team by reporting a clear, detailed description of what she saw that was written on the surgery board in the hall outside the surgery room. He saw the hairstyle of the head structure and even a little trivial fact that the anesthesiologist that day was wearing two different colored socks. Now, what makes Sarah's story so spectacular is that since birth, Sarah has been blind. Wow. So the stories, the next two episodes of Escape to the Afterlife contain more of these stories, and I hope listeners love them as much as I do.
You can listen to Sandra on the iHeartMedia app and ROTHSCHILD.com. Up next, psychotherapist Donald Altman joins us. His latest book is called Travelers. Wait till you hear what he has to say next on Coast to Coast Radio. Imagine you're in a room with four other people. Statistically, one of you is a victim of identity theft. That's right, 1 in 5. And these aren't careless people either. They're probably a lot like you, watching your accounts and credits. But that isn't always enough, especially with your personal info in more places than ever. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself by monitoring your identity and alerting you to threats you could miss on your own. If you become a victim of identity theft, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will be dedicated to your case and work to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com and use promo code George. That's promo code George to save up to 25% off your first year or 1-800-LifeLock.
Tired of overpaying for your cell phone bill? Switch to Consumer Cellular and save up to half on your wireless plan. Their award-winning 100% U.S.-based customer support team makes switching easy and fast. With a flexible data plan starting at just $20 a month, you can easily add your family and friends to your plan for just $15 a month per line. Never worry about dropped calls. Consumer Cellular has the exact same coverage as the major carriers to over 99% of the nation. This is all backed by their 100% risk-free guarantee. Join the millions of others who have switched. Go to consumercellular.com/radio25 and for a limited time, get $25 off when you use promo code radio25. That's consumercellular.com/radio25. Promo code radio25.
And welcome back to Coast. George Story with you on a Sunday night. Donald Aldrin with us, psychotherapist, former monk, award-winning author, and national mindfulness expert who has trained more than 16,000 mental health clinicians, physicians, nurses, and others how to use mindfulness interventions for depression, anxiety, trauma, pain, and stress-related conditions. He writes the Practical Mindfulness blog for Psychology Today. His latest novel is called Travelers, a modern-day tale of healing that takes place in a psych ward. Well, he'll tell us about that, which was inspired by one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Donald, welcome back, my friend. How are you? Hi, George. Great to be with you, Ken. I'm doing well, thanks. Super. This is a great book, by the way. It's a novel, but it's got a lot of reality in it. Well, it really does, and it's based on Phil, who has lost his daughter and he's steeped in grief, and yet he is forced to take, in order to heal and to save a young man who's come to the psych ward, he's forced to take kind of a physical journey and to attain other states of consciousness. Is it a novel based on some real-life people that you might know? Well, it's kind of a composite of a lot of people that I worked with and some experiences that I had actually in my 20s when I was going through a major depressive episode and struggling. And at the same time, I had what I think of now as a spiritual initiation, and I experienced remote healing, leaving my body, experiencing different, what I think now were actually reincarnated experiences. And see that here I was struggling with this heavy depression, and yet I kind of used to say, hey, this is not all there is. There's something more here. You're more than this. We all are. And so that was very liberating for me, and I think it helped me actually as I worked through that. And Donald, you're going to take the spiritual that plays around with consciousness, doesn't it? Oh, absolutely. There are ideas in the book about bilocation, um, what I call the quantum consciousness, which is quantum collective, which is a way of contacting both our past and our future, and even those that we have lost. And this psychiatrist enters this field of quantum collective, and he thinks he's losing his mind actually in the story. But he learns that this is and he's guided by somebody who calls himself a traveler Jackie, traveling pet therapist. He's a very mythical character, creating different things happening that blow his mind. And the title, right? But that ends the title, Traveler. Yeah, that's the title. Yeah. We're going to come back to the book in a second, Donald, but I wanted to get into some other things that you've been working on. And one of the things, of course, as we roll into 2023, going into March in another few weeks, my gosh, how fast this year's going. A lot of people make resolutions in the beginning of the year. I've never been one of those to do it. Whatever I want to accomplish, I go for it right away. I don't wait for the new year. I don't skip resolutions. But a lot of people put resolutions on, and they have a difficult time keeping it. How come? Well, they do. And I think what happens is they put a lot of pressure on themselves, and they may be having these high expectations and these really great ambitions. And research shows that by January 12th, majority of people have given up. Isn't that amazing? 12 days into it. Yeah, 12 days into it. Like, that's over. It's over. And I think what happens is that almost 80% fail, which is kind of a shame because they want to make their lives better in some way. Whether it's going on a diet, getting more exercise, having better mental health. And those are some pretty common things that people go for. But I think what they need to do is really think about scale it down and do one thing at a time, and go for something that's more realistic, achievable, and small. Accomplish it and go to the next thing, right? Exactly. Now, what about some people who cannot get their things done? They seem to be hopeless. What do we have for them? Yeah, that's tough. There is actually something called psychological hope. And there are two components to it. One is willpower, the energy, the enthusiasm to do something. If you don't have that energy, if you're not getting enough sleep, not getting enough nutrition, you won't have that energy. The second one is willpower. And the willpower are, thinking about how you can get around obstacles. where you want to go. So look at getting help from other people and get creative and get energy. Need that. Not only is depression and anxiety two of the same things. I think they can be very related. And with depression, we can ruminate, it kind of slows us down and feel heavy. Anxiety almost, our minds get overactive. We worry about the future. And so they're very connected, actually. Um, and I think one of the reasons that I use mindfulness with people is it gets them out of the future thinking. It helps them look inside to see how their mind is working. So an average person, for example, I put this out to the audience, how many thoughts did you have today? Did you ever try to count the number of thoughts you had? Well, probably almost impossible. The average person has about 20,000 thoughts a day. It would be exhausting to count. Yeah, exhausting. And not only that, how many of those thoughts tell you something really profound or helpful about who you are? And many of them don't use positive thoughts and habitual thoughts. And it shows you if you're just sitting there, you're not working on a task, your mind will even generate distressing thoughts. Now, the thing is, if you take them seriously and you grab onto those thoughts, they're going to pull you in different directions, right? So the idea is to learn how to, and this is where you come into the mind training that is mindfulness, learn how to think more observational, more witness. Not grabbing on it lightly. It's kind of taking a serious step and say, oh, look at that, right? And what you learn really is that your thoughts don't have to define who you are. How much of depression is chemical as opposed to just chemical? That's an interesting question. I had a client, I did something in this, my family was depression, my family, I think we were going down. As we worked together, they started to get skills in coping tools to help them manage the depression. In some cases, they actually titrated off medication. In some cases, medication is necessary. Other times, it's kind of a balance. So I think, yes, it can be a predisposition, but on the other hand, one can take steps to control over what happens with that depression. Was this last year we talked a little bit about this, but you were saying a month. Tell us again how that happened. Yeah, I had some traumatic history in my family, and I had some patterns that were they were kind of, harmful patterns in my life that kept repeating, and I wondered, how do I accomplish that? I did that to the therapy, and that was good. It helped me. But at some point, I realized I needed to get deeper in. There was someone who at one point had asked and told me, hey, there's a monk that is much to me. And I met this monk who's from Burma. And they told the Gucci on my head, actually, Burma teaching much capital in the U.S. It came here in the 1970s. And when this harmful pattern appeared in my life again, I realized, I found out that I could actually ordain with him as a monastery. And I really wanted to know what he knew, because when I met him, I was just really almost shocked at the kind of palpable sense of compassion I could feel from him. And I grew up in South Georgia, and there were those people walking around street corners. That's an opportunity to write, kind, available, compassionate people. So I wanted to learn what they learned. One interesting thing in my I was reading that. But they highlighted that here, and when you get people like mothers, and I teach your family down. So every time you take a step, or anything that you do, if you walk on the sand, you leave an impression. You have to put all of our thoughts, all of our vibration, you need to impression that follows through. You don't have to work on it. It's got to get some man proof of future life as well. So that's how many nobody I call it. I would say that positive energy moving through time and space. Must be important. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. There are interesting, a lot of coding stages, for example, talk about the different strategies. And in fact, he said, something that is in the book Travelers, and it's called the TRILLIONAIRE. The infinite universal library in your own mind. Now, stay with us for the episode break. We come back and talk more about the incredible work that they hold with you. Next hour, a couple of the titles of his book, 1 Minute Mindfulness, Mindfulness Food Talk, and also the latest book of the TRUMAN called Rabbi. We'll be back in a moment right here on Coast to Coast AM. Here's our first emerging artist called The Universal Joint from Indianapolis, Indiana. The name of their song is called Fine. The thing is Joy, and that's what's on it. Don't forget to watch our TV show, Beyond Belief, with George North. Simply go to beyondbelief.com. You always have mine to life. Gratitude on the you Corner in the KFI 24-hour news. A woman has been rescued after her car fell down in a basement in Los Angeles. Fire department called the Mulholland Drive yesterday afternoon after the woman's car fell about 100 feet. The 35-year-old woman was found outside the car taken to a hospital with serious injuries. President Biden says they authorized the surveillance police to shut down a days ago. They were coming down to shoot it down on Wednesday as soon as possible. They decided without getting anyone on the ground. They decided that the best time to do that was when it got over water. The Pentagon said the balloon was shot down by fighter jets off the coast of South Carolina in U.S. waters yesterday. Subline winners from KFI worked at this tonight with lows in the mid-40s. Pennsylvania and Inland Empire and Antelope Valley with lows in the 30s there. Sun and up to 60 tomorrow, 50s in the low valley. Rest of the week, we'll have sun and 70s. You read local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom on Mark One. He's here in Nicholas. This is Audrey. Southbound at Del Lago. We have friends there picking up the two-car lanes. You drive, there's something that has you approach this area. In Keno, there is a work zone. This is on the 101 north south from now with Cedar Boulevard. North Lane City, shut down for road work. Expect delays throughout that area. Exit on area. This is on the 60 eastbound right before the here. Doing a two-filming earlier back. Taking up the middle lane as you drive it slow from Grove. KFI has decided to take it after a Brian there. Do you know what the three biggest problems are that people have with most plumbers? Think about it for a minute. You could probably like to look this up. You don't tell them they say they will. They come to more after the job than what they quoted to a friend. And they don't fix the problem right the first time. So that happens that kind of aggravation. The circumstances for homeless addiction will be their house. Right when we say we'll be there. They give you a french fry, no idea before we start. And all of our homeless services are back for a happy money problem. It's simple. If you're not happy, we don't pay. For us, it's all about respect. For you, our customers. Call Service Center right now for all of your plumbing needs. Her number is 433-777-7777 or find us online at servicecenter.com. The podcast merger and underlying the business connection between the killing of a private investigator and the international money laundering scheme. It's a shock. The real story of crime, smuggled, and corruption in the city that was the nation's cocaine and murder capital in 1980.
Did he tell you who he was hiring?
The CIA was running that show. Listen to Murder in Miami on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Could you use monthly payments to help you basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying rent, or buying new food for growing food? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or needs rent. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/FSI. Please help with disability U.S. customers staff.
Live from the 8th bedroom, another eventful night for us. The serious long food has been struggling with his feet. The tail throws an elbow. He's swinging for the couch.
We finally got to everyone talking.
They just part of the game. Listen in.
But I don't know what to do.
Coast to coast game with George York. We're going to take a call back shower with Donald Alden as we talk about his work and his thoughts on mental health, of course. Beyond Belief, that is our television program. We just came back from the border area where we take 4 more great shows on how people get the chance to think. And that is very easy. You head over to beyondbelief.com right now. And the next two changes for the sites that are new looking landing page. Very cool. We've got some free episodes there for you with 7-day trial and a lot more. So check it out at beyondbelief.com. But for 3 weeks to go, you get a chance to be at the if you have a greater Los Angeles area. Yeah, this is the artist from the list lining out the door now. I spoke to Pat last week, and she's very excited to tell us a bunch of stories, and people come out and have a great meal and meet some fun folks. Just head over to TrustCoastArea.com right now. We've got all that info right up there for you, sir. All that Sean was on the line, but first, build up your image.
HealthyLooking.com and Dr. Alan Malay brings stories records of experience and natural products. Using stem cell wellness that works with your body's stem cells to experience Dr. Malay reports.
Whether it's physical activity, obesity, diet, smoking, lower hormones, stress, sleep disorder, or your age can be supported by reducing inflammation and creating your body to heal itself appropriately. A stem cell is a cell where you usually create what it needs to do. Stricter inflammation, that inflammation needs to be stopped. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, various types of cancer, depression, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disorders, osteoporosis, even fatty liver are chronic signs of inflammation and can be aided by supporting the body's ability to protect those cells that are weak. And that is the purpose of any stem and adaptogens together, supporting the body to heal.
Dr. Miller, how will I feel after taking a Dr.
You understand what doing have an immediate effect, but I tell you, your immune system is starting to function better after 24 hours. You put a gap similar on your face, and most will feel it within 30 minutes.
Order now at HeavyLooking.com. The stem cell wellness kit from Dr. Miller protects your body's stem cells and will make you feel better faster. The stem cell wellness kit with adaptive cell immune stem and your true victory lifestyle is only available at HeavyLooking.com or toll free at 800-563-3980. That's 800-563-3980. Don't forget to enter promo code George for free shipping. George
Marvelous Entertainment and also Marvelous Underwear has released a boosted action exercise system that specifically deals with the question, are we alone in the universe? This action-packed drama includes a 7-novel masterpiece, comic books, video games, and movies of Sergeant Ryder's journeys across the universe. Get 20% off the entire 7-novel series and all future graphic novels and the coupon code Coast to Coast, all lowercase on Marvelous.com. That's MERVALEOUS.com.
Real people, real food.
I had food food that fell over my arms 2 weeks after I was on the carnivore. I noticed, I'm looking at my arms and I said, I don't have any bruises on my arms, but I'm always full of bruises. I can't put my finger on it, but I know something's happening. I have to tell you, that has to be the carnivore. I've got a glass door. It hardly lifts itself up off the floor. I won't tell you what's that said. The street has worked me good. And I said, no way. That's when I said, I'll stick to be the ticket. So I started administering it. Took to it right away. 3 weeks, you could tell. He's very alert. He is the protocol. He's like, he's out of his kids on a 5-mile walk. I'm like this. It's just like frowning.
Call 866-836-8735. That's 866-836-8735. Or visit carnivore.com. That's CARNIVORE.com.
The Kit Real Danger. Now Colorado Congressman Ken Buck's new book, Exposure to Accessories. It's called Trust. Big Tech War on page 2. With Google, Facebook and Twitter suppress the truth about COVID, Donald Trump, much more. If you're tired of big tech bias, get Trust. An Amazon bestseller, find 10 bucks Trust at bookstores to see the free offer from users. Go to Crush911.com. That's Crush911.com. Crush911.com. And welcome back to Coast. George Rowan with you, down the wall and with us. Donald, I've got a friend who's no longer with us. He was in the citizenship yesterday, but he was a part-time winner. He got in the house because of fun. And one day he had an anxiety attack in the middle of the rain, and they had to literally carry him out while he was there. What caused the something? How can you find for one minute, and then the next minute you totally collapse? Well, it's kind of a bugger, isn't it? I mean, sometimes there's some triggers that we, and they kind of a history of it. You can be dying when it's happening because you're dying. Oh, yeah. It's happening. I mean, people go into emergency centers and they think they're having heart attacks. It's pretty bad. Is there something wrong with the brain? Well, I think what's happened here is it's kind of a biofeedback, a bad biofeedback that you're getting. If you start to experience some, symptom of the body, that you start hyperventilating, and then, the brain thinks that you're not getting enough oxygen, and so it creates a cycle, and it's actually a lot easier to help people with anxiety than it might seem. It's a horrible thing. There's one woman, and she would take her child to say, swimming, and she just had this imagination. Her imagination was so strong. She pictured her child, drowning, or she took him to the park, something horrible happening to him. And so what I had to do was start to learn how to calm her body down through breathing. Right? You just got to breathe Then I had to practice getting into the body because that's where the early kind of typing would happen before she was even consciously aware of it. And so she was taking a child or something. She had been doing this work for a while. She reported to me that she had noticed her hands were typing the steering wheel, and she was kind of like just nothing, ready to have a panic attack. And she, with these practices, was able to, kind of like stepping back from the cliff, right? And she was able to de-escalate.
Are you concerned about technology and the professional?
I think technology is great, and it depends on how we use it. And, that's some of the best relationships in particular. I think what's happening is our attention is going out into electronics all the time. We're holding the phones, we're getting messages, we're getting stimulated all the time. So we don't have a moment to kind of step back and reflect. And then we reflect, and we also be able to listen and connect with somebody. I've had clients who said that the only time they had, with their significant TV on during the commercial, and they put it on mute. Yeah, that was the only time. And so, I think you're building some ritual that you're having, your partner comes home, if you're on the computer,